Hello everyone. Good morning in my time zone. I think it's like afternoon for most people though. Oh hey Kopan, welcome. How you doing? Welcome to the stream everyone. RTG, you can unmute now.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the streams.
Welcome to RTG voice reveal.
Yes.
All right.
Sorry for the people that thought I would sound British. I swear I'm British.
Yes, I remember you were talking about how you like sound more American than British.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for following everyone.
It's a long story.
Yes. Alright.
Alright.
So
should we wait a couple minutes for people to come in?
I don't mind.
All right.
Welcome. RTG, I'm your biggest fan. Do you have chat up? Can you see? I mean, you can see Twitch chat. If someone comments on YouTube, there's gonna be delay anyway. But I guess I'll let you know.
I've got YouTube chat up.
All right. Well, I've already got a good turn.
Hi, Arbag.
I'd say.
Big fan of you too.
So, today we're going to be listening through the entire soundtrack. Well, not really all of it. We're probably not going to get through all of it. But the soundtrack for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, there are these 6 composers, as you can probably see listed on the right here. I can probably zoom in a little bit. Maybe not that way. Let me... Oh, it's fine. You're going to be looking at this spreadsheet a lot. Just want to make sure that everyone can actually read what's here. I don't have to zoom in too much. I'll just see. Because it's probably easier to actually read now. Yeah. So, we're going to be using a lot of black magic to figure out who composed what. And we're going through the Nintendo Melody playlist of the soundtrack on YouTube. So that will be, I guess, how we get these. So that's what these tracks will be listed as, and we will be linking. I'll be adding them as we go and providing links to them. If anyone wants to view the spreadsheet, actually, I can probably share that. If you give me a moment, I'll put that in the chat.
Good call. Also, I can post a link to the playlist because different people use different playlists, and different playlists have different title schemes. So
yes,
just in case, just so that everyone knows which ones we're talking about, I can post that in the YouTube and the Twitch. Actually, can I post that in the Twitch chat? Well, I don't know. Depends on your...
I'm not sure. Anyway, spreadsheet should be posted, and I can probably post the playlist.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
Can you all hear the music, by the way? Is it too... I guess the title theme's soft. It's gonna be louder when we get to, like, I don't know, the boss theme. Oh yeah, and quick disclaimer, there will be spoilers, even for stuff that's in post-game, so if you haven't finished the game and haven't done all the post-game stuff, there's actually one track that RGG here won't be able to listen to, because he wants to hear it in the game first, and it plays really deep post-game.
I may be listening to it now. Screw it. This is as fine a time as any.
I will say the YouTube upload does actually, because of the transitions and how the game handles transitions, the YouTube upload does kind of mess up, like, there's like a pickup into the chorus, and it's just not there in the game rep, because it's like a separate file, transition file, so you won't actually be hearing it properly. Oh
well, I'll get to hear it at some point.
Yeah, I do have like an edited together version which has everything together, which I could play, but I don't know how to change the volume on it because it's just a file on my computer. But yeah, why don't we get started?
All right then.
So
I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, let's start with the title screen. So I've already put this in just so we can do this quickly. I wonder how long it'll take them to announce the soundtrack release. Well, we'll be on it. I'll definitely post about it when it's announced, I think.
Yes.
But yes, what I'm going to do... Well, I think what'll be best if we want to guess the composers, we just copy and paste from the right thing here, just so we keep the color coding.
Ooh, good call.
It's probably going to be easier. I think I made it so that all the names fit into the things. Okay, maybe I need to actually extend this a little bit. Hold up. The test is Abounnasr's name. Just to make sure it fits. Alright, cool. In before special edition flute USB stick. Oh god, if they do another like special edition for the soundtrack, I'm going to cry. Like, it was cool for Xenoblade 2, but I feel like too many people missed out, especially on like disc 6, which is really cool. But yeah, I really hope there's just one release for the soundtrack and not like 3 different editions. It's going to be a nightmare.
If anyone has a Type A Xenoblade 2 OST burning a hole in their pocket, hit me up. I'm looking for one.
I think I did see a few people on Twitter who had it. I could definitely see if someone on Twitter, I could get in contact with someone on Twitter. I don't know. There's like 2,000 copies in the world, but yeah. Hey Toad, welcome.
Yeah.
Having the USB version sell out overnight was awesome for North America. Oh yeah, I actually had the chance to get the USB version, but I'm more of a CD collector, and I just kind of sat there thinking, okay, but this is like $200, and the CD limited edition is like 80. So, and I got more use out of the CDs anyway, because then I got a replacement CD, and that's just kind of cool, because they messed up the second disc. Anyway, this is completely beside the point. Why didn't we just say, who do you think composed the title screen theme, RTG?
Gee, I wonder.
Gee, I fucking wonder. So we've got RTG's guesses
fascinating
on the right.
question.
We've got RTG guesses on the right and mine are on the left. So I'm gonna put Yasunori Mitsuda. I don't think.
I will agree with you there. Arranger though, that is
So
somewhat more interesting.
Yeah. So the Arranger column is probably, I don't know how many people are going to know what that means, but basically, you can have someone compose a melody and then someone transform it into something else. And we're not going to fill in the Arranger column unless we think it's necessary. What's worth mentioning is Mariam Abounnasr here. She orchestrated and arranged a lot of Mitsuda's work for Xenoblade 2, so we figured it'd be worth adding an Arranger column just for the fun of it. I like joking that she ghost wrote Mitsuda's portion of the Xenoblade 2 soundtrack. Not entirely true. It's a gross oversimplification of it. But yes, I'm actually going to say I think Abounnasr arranged the title theme because she did. Yes, okay. Because she. I'm gonna just go back to the title theme if I can play it for a moment. I'm just gonna rewind it for a bit. So this bit, I don't know if you can hear it because it's quite quiet. These arpeggios on the left hand from about 50 seconds in.
Oh yeah, I hear it, yeah.
That reminds me a lot of the Torna title theme, which I've forgotten the name of again. God damn it.
The beginning of our memory.
Beginning of our memory, yeah. Because the beginning of our memory was actually completely arranged by Abounnasr as well. I expect Abounnasr to be in all of Mitsuda's arrangements. Well, that's the interesting thing. Everyone in the soundtrack, in the credits of the game, are credited as orchestrator. So my assumption is most people would have orchestrated their own work. That said, there might be motifs that people borrow from different composers just because they're thematically relevant and they happen to be working on the track that needed that motif.
Yeah, there are. I don't know how. There are an awful lot of tracks that use various other motifs, especially the A Life Sent On motifs, which we'll get to just coming up. And I don't imagine. Okay, assuming Mitsuda composed that track. Actually, no, we know Mitsuda composed that track, but I don't imagine he would have. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
In that case, I'll
I'm
pop in the
revealing.
confirmed one. That's fine.
Okay, sure. But yeah, I don't imagine he would have composed and orchestrated every single one of them because they're all in pretty different styles, some of which don't particularly sound like Mitsuda's styles. So yeah, it is something that is in question in some points.
I don't imagine we'll get a lot of these arranges right, but we basically won't fill it in unless we think it's relevant.
Yeah.
So yeah.
On the
yeah, go on.
Actually, on the arranger for the title screen, I think it's also Mitsuda, specifically because there is a different point in the track towards the end of the loop where there is a sort of piano lick, rising line, right here.
Yeah, that's true.
Which sounds almost identical to a different line in Where We Used to Be, the Xenoblade 2 title theme, and that was arranged by Mitsuda, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
actually, now you mention it, that specific bit I've noticed actually pops up as a motif in some other tracks. I mean, arrangements of the main theme.
It does.
I always thought of that particular like melodic fragment from Where We Used to Be, but like, I think it's like either inverted, but it's got because I think the Where We Used to Be one kind of goes downwards, sort of. I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It's slightly different. I also thought about this because, like, just now when I was like, I think that sort of like upwards motion kind of reminds me a lot of the motes like rising up. And I was just thinking, if that's actually what they're like going for, that's actually really beautiful.
Yeah. Now that you mention it,
yeah. The only tracks I can 100% guess with certainty is anything Kyoto related. I agree, but there's one track which I thought about. I thought it was Abounnasr at first. Well, I don't know if we'll get to it today, but on rethinking about it, I think it's Kyoto. But I think, yeah, for the most part, anything Kyoto is going to be pretty easy to guess. Anyway, do we need to listen to a live Santon? We may as well.
Yeah, sure. Right, so Life Sent On, this was confirmed in an interview to be by Mitsuda.
What a surprise.
Yeah, I know. But that one thing that also means is that any track that uses the Life Sent On motifs, and there are many, will technically have to be, like, have Mitsuda at least partially contributed to the composition, I believe. So there will be a very quick answer to a lot of the tracks later on, especially... Actually, maybe not today, because they're mostly the event themes, and those are much farther down in the playlist. But anyway, in those tracks, I think the arranger will be a much more interesting column.
Yeah, I will say, if there's like a... there's a few tracks that use tons of different motifs, right? If there's like a dual composer credit, because of all the crediting, I say we credit whoever we think is the main composer here, and then like in this notes column we say, partially composed. We think it's partially composed by this. I was also going to use this notes column as like if I can determine something based on the instrumentation or the sort of samples used, which we will be getting to at some point, I will note it down, and that's the reasoning for why I guess this composer.
Fair enough. All right.
But yeah. All right. Well, I think Mitsuda probably arranged this one. I don't think we need to fill in an arranger column for this.
Yeah.
May as well let the song finish playing. I feel it'd be wrong to not,
There it goes.
And there it goes. I hate this because it keeps getting distorted. Okay, menu theme. I just want to make sure that the audio level is fine. If I need to turn up the music, I can. I might adjust that. Theme of PTSD. Yeah, so this menu theme, every time I hear it, every time I open the goddamn menu, I hate to ruin this for you if you... I mean, I've mentioned it to some people, and some people might not be able to notice it still, and still weren't able to notice it, but the piano is, like, distorted, specifically in the right earphone at the very beginning of the track. I mean, it's throughout the track, but it's most noticeable at the start of the track. And yes, this track does break the mood when you open the menu, but like every time I open it, what I first hear is that distortion, and it really makes me hate opening the menu in this game.
Oh dear. I never noticed that distortion, although
I would bet most people won't notice it, yeah.
My earphones are not perfect quality, so maybe that contributes, but yeah, who knows, maybe they'll patch in an option to turn it off. Or fix it, but I mean, that's harder.
Yeah, anyway, I'll put my guess down. I don't think this is going to be very hard to guess.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're both convinced
Agreed.
it's Kyoto. I think Kyoto's going to be the easier sort of composer to guess for a lot of tracks, which I actually think she kind of upped the production values for this. What's interesting, I'll actually bring this up here because I have it here. This is the list of credits and instrumentalists from the game. What's worth noting is that Ace Kenji Hiramatsu and Yutaka Kunigo are all, like, credited separately, whereas Mitsuda, Kiyota, and Abounnasr are all credited together, which means Kiyota shared recording sessions and the same performers with, and musicians with, Mitsuda and Co, right? I generally feel like Kyoto's production level is really, like, production standard is really high for this game, especially compared to 2, where I feel like anything Hiramatsu, Ace, Mitsuda, or Abounnasr in 2 was, like, really good quality, and I think Kyoto's is good quality, but there are some tracks where you can feel like, okay, this is still sort of within her Xenoblade 1 production, like, ballpark with what you can kind of expect out of her sort of production style. That's just kind of, I'm not an expert on music production, but that's just kind of how I felt listening to Kyoto's stuff in Xenoblade 2. Whereas Xenoblade 3, I feel like a lot of what she's done sounds really a step up to anything she's done for Xenoblade before.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. It's... yeah. I don't have much to add there. But yeah, it's... Menu theme is a pretty good example of that, actually.
Yeah. Alright, anyway, I think we move on to the next one then.
Yep. Colony 9.
So yes, this is called the Colony 9 theme for the time being. I'm gonna pop this in here. I am going to grab the link as well. We don't have official titles for all of these, but if there is an official title, I'll put this on the right.
Yes. Just to clarify, this is the theme that plays in Colony 9 before you liberate it. After you liberate it, it gets the regular Kevis Colony theme.
Yes. What's worth noting, this track actually shares a motif with the regular Kevis Colony theme.
Yeah,
it's just a lot more... I'd describe this as like a mech main theme. Mecha main theme, anime mecha main theme. Because it reminds me a ton of stuff like Sawano's work on Gigantic Formula, Asami Tachibana's work on Darling in the Franxx. Some really similar sounding tracks with all the brass and the very sort of cheerful main melody. Anyway,
Yeah,
who do you think composed this, knowing that the Kevis Colony theme has the same motif?
Yeah, I'm going to say Hiramatsu, for a couple of reasons. One, I sort of feel like this is within styles that he's put forward in previous games, but also something that was pointed out a couple days ago to me. The day theme and the night theme for Kevis Colony, they have remarkably different tonality, and that is something that's very, very rare among day and night themes in the series. The only other example of it that I know of is Fonza Mima, and Fonza Mima was composed by Hiramatsu.
Interesting.
So that's one of the reasons.
Interesting. We'll get to the colony themes later, but I do want to mention that Xenoblade 1 had various day and night themes arranged by different people. Xenoblade 2 doesn't.
That is very true.
But it doesn't mean they couldn't have done this with this. I'm actually going to disagree with you. I don't think it's Hiramatsu. Because this shares a motif with the Kevis Colony theme, I actually think it's Kiyota again.
Fair enough.
I've listened to some of Kyoto's non-Xenoblade stuff, and I think this sort of, like, march-style piece is somewhat within her sort of range, I would say.
Fair enough.
There is a possibility this might not have been arranged by Kiyota, but I think the original composition was by Kiyota, and that's largely due to it sharing a motif with the Kevis Colony theme, and we'll get back to that later. But I am going to say it is a Kyoto piece now.
Alright then.
Alright. I'm glad we're disagreeing already.
Yes.
I'm glad, because
Yes.
I like, some of these pieces I think it's going to be pretty unanimous on, oh yeah, it's obviously this composer, but I'm quite glad we are disagreeing. Actually, the Kevis Colony themes are literally the next tracks in the list, so,
if and when we get through the full list, and when the actual composers come out, once we know, we'll go through and tally up our scores, and whoever wins gets bragging rights.
Yeah, pretty much. Are we gonna do day themes separately to night themes? I reckon for the arranger column, just in case.
Well, yeah, for the arranger column. Yeah. There aren't really any tracks going through that I expect to be different in terms of arrangers, from what I remember. But I mean, it's it's worth in case you have any.
There's like one track which I might consider there might be a different arranger for, in terms of area themes, but I don't. I mean, I like the Kevin's Colony theme could be like. I mean, it's the same motif, so I may as well just put down Kyoto for the moment.
Yeah.
I do think this is a Kyoto track, which means you think it's a Hiramatsu track, don't you?
I do think it's a Hiramatsu track. I mean, in terms of composer, at least. Arranger, I could see it going either way. But I do. Now that you mention it, I do hear the Kyoto in it.
Now
I still think it's Hiramatsu.
I think the percussion's very Hiramatsu, actually.
Yeah. Maybe they work together. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm gonna stick to Kyoto. I think he arranged it all, because I generally think our production values have gone up for this game. I think this could potentially be an.
Right, Toad King.
All right.
Yeah, you're
absolutely wrong. Sorry. You're absolutely right. I don't know why I said wrong there. Yeah, the two night version for the Anuna tracks and two were Abounnasr.
Yeah.
Alright. Which also happened to be the only area themes by Mitsuda as well.
Yes. Not counting Yggdrasil, depending on if you count composers or arrangers, because he wrote the melody, but...
Yeah, but that was entirely Abounnasr.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess the night theme is gonna be the same. I think this is the one that was like, okay, this sounds very Kyoto to me. And that's why I think the rest could potentially be Kyoto. That is the link. Let me not do the link. Nights. Okay. What do you think? Because this one sounds incredibly Kyoto to me.
Yeah, now I'm listening with that in mind. And yeah, it does sound Kyoto. But then again, the reason I justified it for being Hiramatsu, or part of the reason, was because it sounded different in terms of tonality. But with the orchestration, yeah.
Actually, I think I'm gonna stick to Kyoto, but I think you could be right with Hiramatsu. The reason I say is because the electric piano. Now, I'm very curious. Do they have E-piano? Or electric keyboard, maybe? Piano. No, they don't credit electric piano at all. Actually, keys, maybe. Key? Hatakeyama. Okay. It might be a patch then. But I know Hiramatsu is very keen on using, like, electric keys for some of his night themes. In 2 as well. Like, I think... Is it Moa Day Night has electric piano?
I don't remember off the top of my head an electric piano in that track.
Yeah, I can't...
Could be.
Yeah, I don't see any credits for, like... keys or anything. I'd imagine it'd just be piano. Like, there's 2 piano credits for Hiramatsu's tracks. So...
Yeah.
Never know, I guess. Yeah, but I'd say there's reasonable reason to believe it could be Hiramatsu, but I'm gonna stick to Kyoto just because I think it's more interesting to disagree.
Exactly. I like your attitude.
I don't think either of us care if we're right or wrong. It's just fun.
Yeah.
All right, Agnes Colony. Now I'm pretty certain about this.
Very
one,
different.
So you go first.
All right. I want to say Ace. The sort of flute style feels similar to the way that Ace used their flute in tracks like Biona's Shoulder. Melody style feels similar. I think I know what you're gonna say. It's gonna be about the shakuhachi, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I didn't think of that a whole lot when listening through the soundtrack earlier, but then you mentioned it to me, and yeah, it is sort of a giveaway if like only Ace had a shakuhachi. This is a shakuhachi. That is a shakuhachi for those that don't know. And yeah, in the composer credits, only Ace's instrumentation is credited with having a shakuhachi.
Yes. So I was listening to this track. I believe the opening has a shakuhachi, but this is a shinobuwe. this current melody that's playing. That's a Shinobu, the main melody. But I believe I'm not super good at identifying woodwinds, but the opening does sound very shakuhachi registrally to me.
Yeah, it's got that sort of woody texture. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
but
it's hard to describe texture, but I will say, you look up shakuhachi, and as I said, why is it not showing up because I misspelled it? The only shakuhachi player on the soundtrack is Daisuke Kaminaga, and the only person who worked with him for shakuhachi is Ace. This is where some of this comes nice and handy. Like some of these people, so because the composers were credited separately for different instrumentation, you can kind of figure out, okay, there's like, you can kind of reverse engineer who composed some tracks, I think. And I'm going to be referring to this for a few tracks. I haven't quite gone through every track with these like instrument lists of mine, but maybe as we listen on stream we might figure out a few things. So I think this is pretty definitively Ace to me. And I also noticed something else. I don't know if we'll get to it today, but I'm gonna put that in notes there.
All right.
Yep. Okay. And I'm gonna say the same for the night theme.
Yeah.
I actually
same instrument.
I actually may as well mention this because I don't think we're gonna get to it for a while. There's another arrangement of this colony theme on the soundtrack, and that is the Lost Colony. Mm-hmm. That one uses a koto, and also Ace is the only people who have worked with the koto. Ace are the other composers that work with the koto, so I'm pretty sure this is definitely Ace. I would say I'm 99% sure.
Yeah, no disagreement from me here.
99% certainty. Actually, that's not gonna... Wait, hang on. Oh, cool. I actually thought ahead and made it rap. That's good. Alright. Here's an interesting one. Everblight Plain.
Ooh.
This is such
Alright, you go first
a
with this one.
dreary opening track, I feel. Like, first area track. I was surprised that they went with something like this for the very first area of the game. But I think it sets the tone... I think it sets the tone really, really good. Like, really, really well.
Yeah, if you compare it with Colony 9 for Xenoblade 1, is Argentum for Xenoblade 2, then yeah, this one is a very... You're opening with a war with child soldiers that are fated to fight for their entire lives. Yeah, it's a bleak kind of opening, and yeah, it's a fitting piece for it.
So I guess you said I should guess first. I think this is Ace.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I feel like the general style reminds me, like the string work specifically, and I think the choirs remind me a lot of Land of Martha from Xenoblade 2. I love, yeah, like this part, I'm just like, this is like a really sweeping sort of melody. I feel like this is just characteristic of Ace. I don't really know how to describe it other than that.
No, I agree with you. The choir work, Ace has a particular sort of choir style. They work with live musicians for it. They've mentioned that on Twitter, and it's sort of different from how, say, Mitsuda uses a choir. I'm not entirely sure how to describe how it's different, but it's a style that appears in a couple of other tracks. Like I don't know if we'll get to it tonight, but
yeah. The other thing, the only thing that kind of throws a small wrench into this idea, I think, is that this track uses Omnisphere. So there is a very nice newer VGM sound sources spreadsheet, which I'm showing on stream right now. Basically what this is, they've identified some of the software and samples they've used for these tracks in the game. So you can kind of like, there are certain composers like using certain plugins. I'm not going to refer to this too much, but it's worth noting that this specific track, Ever by Light Plane, wherever it is here, if I can find it, it should be here, yeah, uses a specific Omnisphere patch, which plays, if I rewind it a bit, I think it's here. This, right? Which I actually have right here. Which I don't think RTG could hear, but...
No, I can't
you
hear.
will hear it on stream.
Okay.
I believe Hiramatsu is known for using Omnisphere. That said, I did notice some Ace tracks on Xenoblade 1 also used Omnisphere, so I don't think it's definitive enough to say that this couldn't be Ace. Look, Omnisphere is a plugin that's everywhere. So I wouldn't be surprised if all 6 of these composers, well 7 of these composers had Omnisphere ready to be used at any time. But there's a few tracks I can say with certainty are certain composers based on the sort of plugins they use. I won't refer to it too much though.
For the record, this is all stuff that I'm very unfamiliar with. This is firmly MD's domain of knowledge.
Yeah, well, it's worth noting there's like not everything has been discovered for Xenoblade 3. Like for Xenoblade 2 and like Definitive, there's so much more, and especially Xenoblade X, there's like an incredible amount of fucking Omnisphere in Xenoblade Chronicles X. Look at this list. Look how long this is. But yeah, for Xenoblade 3, there hasn't been that much discovered yet. The game just came out, and people have to recognize it and actually find it. But yes, Night Theme. It's gonna be the same.
Yeah, same composer, obviously. I don't think different arranger in this case.
No. I think this is still pretty Ace to me.
Yeah.
Oh god. I need the link to work. Okay. What's after this? Oh, okay. Alfedo Valley. I forgot about this area theme. Because I go here once at the start of the game, and like you only come back here for like a very few side quests.
Yeah, that's true. Plugin spreadsheet. Someone's asking if you can link it.
Yeah, link it. Can you see if you can link it again? If you can't, I'll give you more.
Hold
so
on.
you can.
I don't have it open. One sec.
Oh, you don't have it open? Okay.
I can find it.
Alright, one moment. Let me get the link. Oh, that's not what I meant to do, but okay. Let me copy the link, and I will post it in chat here. This should be fine. Did I copy the link? Is it working? Hello? And if you want to put it into the Discord, that's fine as well.
Sure, I'll do that.
Don't worry. If you want to, if someone needs the spreadsheet, just feel free to ask, and I can get the link for you. Did I just add the day? I fucking did, didn't I? Oh god, whatever. Okay, who do you think composed this one?
Now, purely based on vibes, this one feels like Kiyota to me, but I'm not fixed on that.
I think it's Kiyota.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else to say other than I think it's Kiyota. I think the night theme sounds more Kiyota than the day theme, but again, I think this is probably within a like sort of style because I don't know. I feel like the percussion reminds me a bit of say like Makina Village from Xenoblade 1.
Yeah. Of course, there's another track that sounds like Makina Village, but
of course there is. Yeah.
But yeah,
we'll get to that.
Yeah, it does. I'm thinking of it, and yeah, I do agree with that.
Like, let's listen to the night theme for a bit.
Yeah.
I need the link anyway.
Kiyota has a couple of earmarks. It's sometimes when you hear them, when you hear a track with them, they're very Kiyota. Chord progressions are one of them. Sometimes the instrumentation. Yeah, I don't think the chord progression is all that Kiyota necessarily in this one specifically, but yeah, the instrumentation, I can hear that.
I will say this, like, little synth, like, I don't know how to describe this, like a sort of like a sparkly sound that's doubling the piano at the moment. It's probably Omnisphere, but that doesn't actually matter. I feel like it's the same, like they use the same synth patch in the night theme of the Keves colony. Which isn't necessarily means to say that they're composed by the same composer. They could have accidentally happened on the same synth patch if they both have the same sample. They both have the same plugin. But I don't know. I just feel like they sound similar enough that they could be the same. They might not be the same. I haven't done proper listening to it. But I was just thinking about that now. That's all. But yeah, I think the night theme is pretty decidedly Kiyota to me.
Yeah.
Alright. Milik Meadows.
Alright, Green Hill Zone. Now, Green Hill Zone... Green Hill Zones in the past have had a bit of a trend with their composers, and I don't think this one bucks it. Yeah, it's ace for me.
Yeah. I actually was listening to this in my own time. That is the link to that is the wrong
Yes,
thing.
it is.
I was listening to this in my own time, and I think later on there's like a very similar like lick to like a certain part in Gormott from Xenoblade 2. But I listened to Gormott again, and it's not quite the same. It really isn't quite the same. So I'm like, dang, I was kind of hoping it was actually a motif from Xenoblade 2. Because Xenoblade 2 has, like, no motifs in this game. It's actually really shocking. Yeah. It has three instances. It is, like, 4 motifs, and 3 of them are Drifting Soul. One of them is Counterattack.
Right.
Whereas Xenoblade 1 has like 7 different motifs in this game.
Yeah, on that, I think maybe part of the reason for that is maybe it's composer based. Perhaps Kyoto was just more inclined to put recurring motifs or motifs that had been in her previous areas into this music than the other composers. But Kyoto did a lot more area themes for Xenoblade 1 than for Xenoblade 2, so maybe that's it.
Yeah, that could be it. Though I am a little surprised. I mean, there's some areas where it's like, they could have used, like, a Kyoto Xenoblade 2 motif, like, the Orion Tunnels, they could have used, like, Womb Center.
Yeah,
but
of course, yeah.
It wasn't, so it's like, I don't think it's sort of composer bias, because I know Kyoto seems to really like Xenoblade 1. More so. I don't know, she doesn't really comment on 2 that much. But it could have, like, that said, it's always like a sound direction thing, because, like, at the end of the day, if Mitsuda directed this, like, the soundtrack again, he would have had the final say, and even more so, Takahashi would have had a final say. Yeah, I'm shocked Orion Tunnels didn't have any nods to it. Sounds more like Bionis Interior.
Yeah.
Night theme is also ace as well.
Yeah. With what you were saying earlier, the idea of like certain themes having particular melodies that are almost a motif from other tracks, but not quite. On the one hand, of course, I mean, different people can and will disagree on whether it's likely or not that was intentional. But on the one hand, it could have been unintentional, and but on the other hand, the fact that it's there still makes it slightly more of a chance that in this case Ace composed it, because it just means that Ace has a lick they like.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I meant that it's sounding like Bionis Interior. Yeah. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I don't...
Like, yeah, I mean, sometimes if the lick in question is particularly short, like, I think we were talking about one particular one in Danag Desert, which sounds like small 2 of pieces for 4 notes. and it's probably not Mitsuda. But I mean, in this case, the string of notes in question, it's similar. It's not exactly the same, but it's also like longer than the other one.
Well, it's longer, but the Gormott one it's like the chorus melody that actively repeats. So you hear it more in Gormott than you do in this one. But obviously they're different anyway. I will say I think it's getting on both our nerves how many people are trying to link together tracks that have nothing in common. I noticed that. So Hiramatsu did retweet a lot of tracks on Twitter. But I did look at them, and I was like, not all of these seem like they're Hiramatsu.
Yeah, he did, early on, he did comment with the retweet that some of them were specifically composed by him. But I think he stopped doing that. So that could just mean that the remaining tracks were not composed by him. Anyway,
we'll see.
Yeah.
If it's confirmed, let me know, and I'll put it in the confirmed column. I think there's like, what, 8 tracks or so that have been released before the game came out, and only a handful of them were confirmed.
Yeah.
And then one that was confirmed after release.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright. What's very interesting about this, the soundtrack, by the way, is the next track is actually Capricorn Peak. I know it's ordered like this in this playlist, but I actually checked the game rip. I actually downloaded the entire, like, the original files for the game rip yesterday. Or 2 days ago or something like that. No, I think it was yesterday. That the map themes are actually organized by area. Hold on, give me a moment. Excuse me.
Excuse you.
The map themes are organized by region. So all of the Atia region field themes are organized and grouped together. Then all of the Faunus region themes are grouped together and all that. So I don't know. So that's why Capricorn Peak is showing up this early in the playlist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are some area themes that just appear right at the bottom of the playlist for some reason, like the aforementioned Lost Colony. It's a bit of a weirdly ordered playlist, but some of it's been figured out.
What's interesting about the Lost Colony, is that's like, so in the game rip, they all have like a little letter to like identify their purpose in the game. Like battle tracks are B.
Mm-hmm.
I think cutscene tracks are E because E means event, and that's what they use. That's the word they use for cutscene in Japanese. What's interesting about like the colony themes is they seem to be organized with a C, which is different to the map themes, which are MA. So I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what this. I assume C means colony, or like, because that C category includes like cave themes, the campfire theme, the tutorial theme, which is why they're probably at the bottom of the list and separate. Yeah, E does mean event. So I don't know what I don't know if the C means like colony, but it seems like a weird sort of grouping for some tracks. I don't know. Anyway, what do you think?
What do I think? What do I think? I think Kiyota, the melody in particular gives me Kiyota feeling, Kiyota Xenoblade 1 tracks. There's a bit that weirdly reminds me of Zanza the Divine at the start. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I don't think it was, but still Kiyota-esque.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in agreement. It's very, like, this specific, like, this cello melody here, it's like, that is Kiyota. That's absolutely Kiyota.
Yeah, she loves her cello.
She loves any string melodies that, like, play on the beat every note. In, like, a specific sort of, like, and it has a specific contour to it as well. Note about the game rip, some of the battle tracks do not stitch together correctly because some of them are end chucks that overlay. Yes, that's absolutely true. And it like, there's one game rip I've seen people have edited together to sound nice. I can still see, like, hear some, like, clips and some of the editing, but it's probably the best for, like, the listening experience. But yeah, Chain Attack, oh my god, there's like 4 unused tracks, like, in the game rip, specifically noted as unused. a bunch of them are like different transitional sort of like things for like chain attack, the regular battle theme, and I think you will know our name's finale. But there's one alternate ending to the Queen battle theme in the game rep, which I don't think was used at all. Anyway, that's beside the point. We're just talking about the game rep anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I think Capricorn Peak as Knight is also the same.
Yeah.
This sounds very Kyoto, like Magna Forest-esque.
Yeah, especially the start here.
Yeah. I remember the start of Magna Forest was one of the first Xenoblade sort of things I learnt on piano, because it's quite simple.
Oh.
I never learnt the whole piece on piano, because, you know, I'd have to arrange it, but...
Right.
Yeah. Alright, and this is technically still Adia region. Sorry for the spoilers if you haven't got here before, but I'm assuming everyone here's finished the game. Cloudkeep.
Ah, yes. Okay, well, this is both simple and not. There is...
I think it's pretty simple, but you elaborate, please.
Yes. There is one particular part of this track that uses a particular melody, which we know was composed by Ace. In a couple seconds, I don't want to speak over it, but...
It's gonna be a little while.
Yeah.
It only plays once, and it's very brief.
Yeah. That said, it doesn't necessarily feel like it was arranged by Ace to me. Here it's... Right now, I'll shut up.
I sure love hearing Drifting Soul for the fucking third time.
Yeah. So yeah, for some reason, this arrangement doesn't strike me as particularly Ace. Like, there's some arrangements of Drifting Soul in this music that that sound more like Ace arranged it. I feel like Kiyota arranged this one. I don't know quite why, but that's the vibe it gives me.
You know what? I can see that. I'm gonna disagree. I think it's still Ace, but you know what the choirs remind me of? Anuma. And I believe Mitsuda, Kiyota, and Abounnasr are all credited to be working with Anuna, whereas the others work with, I think, what was it, Game Bars or something like that, which is like a choir for game music specialists or something. Yeah, Bars, Chorus of Game Music Specialists. Both Hiramatsu and Ace both worked with them. Whereas this one sounds more Anuna to me. So I'm gonna say you could be right. I don't think it's Kiyota. I think it could be Abounnasr or Mitsuda.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know which one. I reckon it might be... Oh, because this specific part reminds me of like a tune motif from like one of the ending tracks. Like, I don't remember which one. It actually might be a straight up motif. Actually, this reminds me a lot of Kingdom Hearts 3 music now I think about it.
I'll admit I'm not hearing it, but I don't know.
That bit. That reminds me a lot of a tune motif, but I can't remember where from. I think it's more the harmonic structure more so than the actual melody.
Yeah.
So me singing the melody probably doesn't shape it. But I do think you're right that this might not have been arranged by Ace. I don't think it's Kiyota. It's either Abounnasr or Mitsuda, but I'm not sure which.
Yeah. The thing is, even the little bit of Drifting Soul that we do here, it's used in a very different way. I think the end has different accidentals, and it's used in a different sort of harmonic sense than the original, which contributes to my doubt.
Anyway, I'm just gonna put that there.
All right. Cool.
I'm gonna say Abounnasr. I don't really have, like... I think this could still be Ace, because I don't really have a good way to discern whether it's Anuna or the Bars choir. I just feel like, I don't know. Because the Bars was definitely on the Mobius battle theme.
Right.
And it's
That's
like,
confirmed.
it feels like some of the voices have a different timbre to them. I don't know. I'm gonna put Abounnasr. I'm not super confident in that, but because I still think this could just be straight up Ace, but I don't think you bring up a good point. It might not have been arranged by Ace.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna let you do this one first. Aegis Wilderness, we're in Forness now.
Yes, Aegis Wilderness, Kiyota. I don't have much to say about this one. It sounds like Kiyota to me.
Kiyota?
Yeah. I'll admit, I haven't put much thought into it, but it does feel like Kiyota to me.
Alright, I'm gonna say sorry about this because
Go on.
this song has a pan
okay.
flute, and Hiramatsu is the only person to use a pan flute.
Okay, good to know. All right, you're. Let's say you're right with this one. I'll still put it in the spreadsheet because I didn't know that before.
That's why I let you go first.
Fair enough.
I thought this was Hiramatsu from the beginning though. Like the guitar work specifically reminds me a lot of Hiramatsu. And I guess the other reason I also think this is Hiramatsu, if we go to the night theme.
Mm-hmm.
If it plays. There it is.
Yeah, it's
that's
just
an
got
alto
very
sax.
long.
And Hiramatsu is also the only person to work with an alto sax.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
So I'm pretty confident. Like this is Hiramatsu.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, you've convinced me. Fair. It's tough to argue with that.
It's very tough to argue with that. That's why I wanted you to go first.
Yeah.
Damn. We went on this track for long. I wanted to listen to it more. This is my favorite area theme. Alright. Here's an interesting one. Danak Desert.
Yeah, this is another one that's very different between the day and the night theme. The chord progressions are just entirely different. This is one I struggled with. I'm still not entirely sure which one. So
yeah, I have a reasonable guess, specifically from this cello line here, but I have no I'm still not 100% sure on who this might be. Because it's so different to any previous Xenoblade track. I think it's Ace. If I had to pick anyone out for this being, it could be Ace. But at the same time, I think it's Ace, but it could potentially be Abounnasr, actually. Because it is... Abounnasr is probably going to be the hardest one to potentially guess as a composer, because she's not really composed specifically for Xenoblade before. She's arranged, she's orchestrated, but she's never done her own compositions for this series before. And as a result, I'm not super familiar with her style outside of what she did for Another Eden.
Right.
I'm more familiar with her arrangement style.
I haven't even listened to Another Eden, I'll be honest. So, yeah, my knowledge comes purely of what she's arranged for Xenoblade 2, and also the Xenogears 20th anniversary concert. But, yeah.
Was that a pan flute?
Was it?
I'm gonna rewind. I don't know if that's a pan flute. It sounds similar to the pan flute in Aegis Wilderness, but it might not. I'm gonna stick with Ace, even if I think it's a pan flute.
Does a shakuhachi go that low?
You can get shakuhachis that go lower. Usually the longer ones go very low.
Yeah, sure, I'll go with Ace. 2. That does make sense.
I'm gonna put Ace. Like this
For the night
specific,
theme too?
this specific string line reminds me so much of Martha.
Oh yeah, now that you mention it.
That's why I say Ace as a gut sort of guess.
It's sort of simpler in its pattern than Mortha, but I mean, Ace have not shied away from simple patterns in the past.
Yeah. The ticking part at the beginning reminds me of Everlight Plane. Yeah, you're not wrong. But yeah, I feel this is probably Ace, if anything.
This is one of them. Out of all of the tracks, this is one of them that I can feel have a different arranger for the night theme. But I still wouldn't know who it would be.
What's that
Like, aside from Ace.
Is that a sitar? No, it's not, is it? Hold on. Huh. Okay.
Just sounds like an acoustic guitar to me.
No, like at the start. Let me see if I can find it. This little, like, pattern. I don't know what that is.
Could be a keyboard, honestly.
We were just talking about this. It's very similar to Small Two of Pieces, but it's absolutely not the same and absolutely not intentional.
Yeah. It's the same for 4 notes, and
the contexts are entirely different, and there is absolutely no reason for them to put Small Two of Pieces in this track of all tracks.
Yeah.
It's, if anything, this is a reference to Danag Desert in Torna, not Xenogears ending theme.
Yes.
But it is a neat melody.
It is a nice melody. I remember when I first heard it, I just started singing Small Two of Pieces. I'm just like, fuck.
Right here.
Yeah, this.
Yeah. Mists of morning and parted December.
Yeah, that's not a pan flute.
No. Alright.
I can't identify it, otherwise it's a very long shakuhachi. I don't know what that could be. I'm not good with identifying woodwinds. Maybe it's an English horn or a clarinet or something? Maybe it's, I don't know. I have no clue. Someone else could absolutely tell me. Someone else who knows instruments better, woodwinds better than me could absolutely tell me, but...
Alright,
who
this
else
is an
popped
easy
off
one.
when they heard the main melody of this come in?
I'll be honest, I didn't hear this until much later. so I had already heard stuff like Sword Valley in other tracks. So it didn't pop off as much as I could have, but the pop-off was carried off elsewhere.
Yes. I always like this, like, because I remember listening to it, and then it's like, the start of this reminded me of Kiyota, but she extended the little like, opening 2 notes. And this just goes on for an extra bar.
Yeah.
So I didn't clue into it, like, the night theme doesn't do this, but I didn't clue into this being Makina Village until, like, this part. It's, yeah, anyway, this is absolutely a Kiyota composed composition. Do you think someone else arranged it?
No, I think this is Kyoto arranged. It still feels within her style.
Yeah.
And another thing is different melodies from previous games are used with differing levels of
Latency.
What's the term? Similarity, I guess, to how they're used originally. And this is one of them. It's, aside from what you mentioned at the start, it's basically used in the exact same way. Same chords, same melody, almost the same rhythm. It's all the way through. And that makes me think in those cases, it makes me feel like more like it was arranged by the original composer. That they're using the same material the way they originally used it. I don't know how good of a metric that is, but it's something that guides my thinking.
Depends how creative the composer wants to be. I also think Kyoto arranged this, but the one thing that kind of makes me think notice that if you have headphones on, notice that the guitar is actually panned to the right. There are a few other tracks on the soundtrack where the guitar is definitively panned to the right. And not like dual tracked where... So, dual tracking and guitar part is where you have like the same recording for guitar, maybe put through slightly different effects, but they're playing like slightly out of sync with each other to give it a bigger sound when you listen back to it. Like a few milliseconds off from each other. So you hear like a sort of bigger sound from the guitar. It's a production sort of thing. They don't do that with these tracks. There's a few tracks where the guitar is like specifically panned to the right. And you only hear it stronger specifically in the right earphone. And I would argue that those tracks are composed by the same person because it's the same sort of production technique. But this is the only track where I don't feel it's composed by that person. Well, because I don't think that's a Kiyota thing. The other tracks that do this, I don't think they're composed by Kiyota.
Yeah. Kiyota has used panning in a couple of her tracks. Like, I know Tensed Mind uses it. I don't know if it's instrument specific, but yeah, I mean, you could be right.
Alright.
It's not something I paid attention to.
And we don't really listen to LA's Highway Night. It's pretty much even more Kyoto sounding than the day theme.
Yeah.
Did I link the right link? I think I did. Cool. Alright. Here's Ribeye Flats. Is it Ribby or Ribeye?
I don't know. I don't know if it's ever said in game.
I think it is said.
Rabbi.
I think it is said once. Why is this centered? I can fix that. I don't know why it is centered. Hold up. Let me like there we go. There we go. Perfect. Who do you think composed this one?
I think it's Ace.
Okay.
I think the melody is quite Ace. It's a track that I don't have a lot to say about it. I'll be honest. It's a track that's sort of.
It exists.
I mean, the main melody is the main thing about it. It's not hugely explorative in terms of what it does with the accompaniment. And yeah, the melody sounds like Ace to me. So that's all I have to say about it.
I'm in between Ace and Abounnasr for this one. Just the way the flutes are arranged remind me a lot of how some of the orchestration in 2 was for Mitsuda's tracks. Like the little fluttering like trills in like in some of the parts in this track.
Yeah.
But then, like, this trumpet line reminds me of, like, sounds like Kiyota to me, but then...
Really?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Friendship.
I guess
Friendship
that's
from
true,
2.
but is that just, like, because of the timbre of the instrument, maybe?
Yeah, yes, that's a big part of it. But anyway, go on.
I have no definitive guess for this track. I think it's most likely to be Ace, but I could also see it being other composers. I don't think it's Hiramatsu. That's the only one I think it probably isn't. And I don't think it's Mitsuda.
I think it could be Mitsuda, but I would be surprised.
No, I don't think it's Mitsuda.
Yeah. Alright. Well,
I don't know what to put, but I'm gonna put... I'd put Abounnasr to make things interesting, but I feel like it's more of an Ace-sounding track to me.
yeah.
So I'm gonna put Ace. I don't really remember the night theme.
It's the same.
Oh, yeah, this is why I think it's Ace. The night theme sounds so much like Colony 9 Night? Or Hometown Night? Was Hometown Ace?
How about you mention it? Hometown was I want to say Hometown was Shimomura, but arranged by Ace. Is that
The
true?
night theme was arranged by Ace, at least. Let me check.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's composed by Shimomura. Night theme is arranged by Ace. Yeah, this night version really does strike me as an Ace sort of piece. Yeah. Yeah, specifically like
Alright.
Garplane's night as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with
Yeah,
Ace.
with this sort of melody, not doubling, but call and response in the very high registers.
We're gonna get more Hiramatsu when we come to battle tracks. I just realized.
Yeah.
Look at all this Ace we're guessing.
The early parts of this playlist are light on the Mitsuda and the Hiramatsu and
they're
the
all area
Abounnasr.
themes.
Yeah.
It's organized. Isn't it organized by like area themes? Is it then cutscene tracks and battle tracks, or is it battle tracks and cutscene?
Battle then cutscene.
Okay. We're going through it faster than I expected. Though I guess it's been an hour.
Yeah. We'll see how many we get through.
Raybell Tableland. Now I forgot about this area theme until I revisited the area and post game.
You're in it for like 5 seconds, and
Unless
there
you're
are
doing
interesting
side content.
things. Unless, okay, yes, that's true. If you're like me, you're in it for 5 seconds. If you're like MB, you're in it for.
I mean, I was also in it for 5 seconds because I decided I need to focus on main story because I've been doing too much side content.
Fair enough. Anyway, this one gives me similar vibes to Cloudkeep, just in terms of composing style. I think it's either Ace or Kiyota. Which, I mean, looking at the previous ones is not a particularly going against the grain. It's tough to say with like the lack of melody. I mean, there is obviously melody, but there's not much of it, which
You say as the melody comes in.
I say as the melody comes in. But I mean, point being, like the amount of melodic content, the amount of different bars and different phrases, relatively small in this piece. And I think out of all the composers, whenever there's a track with relatively little melody in the series, it's most likely to be Kiyota. Now that doesn't necessarily
I disagree with that, but
do you? What I'm saying is, it doesn't necessarily apply to area themes. That's the thing. More to cutscene themes. What do you think?
I have no fucking clue. I gotta be honest. This track is like, I think I remember getting to here, and I was like, because I streamed, I remember guessing the composers as I heard new tracks, and I'm like, this doesn't sound like anyone to me.
Yeah.
I just had no fucking clue. I still don't really know. Ace feels like a safe guess. That's the thing. And it's like, I don't think it's Kiyota. It sounds too sparse. I feel like Kyoto's tracks are more densely packed with melodic content. I think Ace is more comfortable with being sparse with the melodic, with their melodic content, using it sparsely. They're more comfortable doing that, and that's why I'm leaning towards Ace. But then there's always that like devil on my left shoulder saying, "But you don't know what Abounnasr sounds like in this context," you know.
I'm not gonna guess Abounnasr because I just don't feel like I know her stuff well enough.
There's a few cutscene tracks I think are her.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cutscene tracks are different, but for these, I just would be blind. So. Yeah. I mean,
I'm
you
not,
can put Ace.
I'm not entirely blind with Abounnasr, but I don't know her composition style. I know her arrangement style to some degree. I'm excited to see what she actually did compose, though, whenever the soundtrack releases.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
But,
all right. Well, I'll put Kiyota.
I-
You can put Ace.
I'm still on the edge between Ace and Mariam Abounnasr. I don't know. I'll put Ace as the safe guess, and then I'll put maybe Abounnasr. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. Okay. I want to listen to the night theme because I don't remember it.
The thing about night themes in this game is you hear them a lot less than in previous games because of how skip traveling works.
That's true. Oh god, that is so true.
What you mentioned earlier about melodic sparseness, actually, after thinking about it for 5 minutes, I can definitely see what you're saying with tracks like I don't know, Valak Mountain Night, where composed by Ace and very sparse. And honestly, now that I think about it, this track is giving me those sort of vibes. So yeah, I don't disagree with what you're saying at all. I'm maybe slightly convinced towards what you're saying as well.
I'm still on the edge. I'm like, this could be Ace, but I don't feel it's Ace. That's the thing. And that's why I want to put Abounnasr, because it doesn't strike me as an Ace track. Ace is just the safe guess.
Yeah.
You know? Like this
Well,
part.
I mean, safe guesses can
You
be
know
fine.
what? I was gonna say this doesn't remind me of. I'm actually gonna change what I said. Like this piano part doesn't remind me of Ace at all. But you know what it does remind me of actually? Hiramatsu.
Does it now?
Yeah. I don't have any real reason for saying that, but I'm gonna put Hiramatsu. I'm gonna keep maybe Ace or Abounnasr, but I'm just gonna change it to Hiramatsu.
Go for it.
I could be completely wrong. I just feel like it could be. You know, this is probably the one track I'm gonna be so like umming and ahhing about.
Yeah.
The one thing about the patch effects only change the time when you manually change it during skip traveling.
That would be much appreciated.
Maybe. I don't know. I like being able to change the time on skip travel, but I feel like you don't hear the night themes very much, and there's not much point to change it tonight. There's not very many instances where you can't really go to check. You don't need to go to areas at night to find NPCs that often.
Sorry, man, you missed Ribeye
I'm sorry,
Flats.
Kay. You missed. Hey, Kay, welcome. You missed Ribeye Flats. You just missed it.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we've got like the rest of the soundtrack to go through. But yeah, we both thought it was Ace.
Yeah.
I've just been sitting on Rabel Tayland for a while now because I don't know who actually composed it. I have no real solid guesses for this. Anyway, the next one's pretty easy.
Yeah. This. Yeah. Right. Bionis Interior was mentioned earlier. It's not the same melody, but it's the same melodic contour. The way that it goes up and down. It's the same. It's the same a lot of things.
How spoilery are you getting? I'm in the middle of chapter 7. We will be referring to post-game tracks at some point.
Yeah.
So we've already mentioned a few post-game spoilers. How far into chapter 7 are you? You can spoil, just say outright. I think everyone else here has finished the game. But yeah, there will be post-game spoilers. There's stuff that unlocks after you beat the game. Oh, so you've made it to Origin. Yeah, I will definitely refer to the Origin theme. We'll probably get to the final boss theme at some point, but I don't think we'll refer to it too much until we get there.
Yeah.
There are instances I might refer to the post-game. We might refer to the post-game tracks, though. There's like 3 tracks you won't hear until you beat the game. Like, after you beat the game. I'll let you know that now, just in case you think it's safe to check the game rip. After you beat the game, which RTG
Don't
did,
be like me.
and he got spoiled.
Oh.
He warned me, so I'm thankful for that. In hindsight. Not at the time.
Yeah. I mean,
I did not know how to put it delicately. It's
Yeah.
like,
No,
you
that's
do that,
fine.
you'll get spoiled. Anyway.
Yeah, but there are like 3 tracks in the post game we will be discussing, so... and the final boss theme. I think that's pretty much all you haven't heard at this point. Oh, and the credits theme, but that...
Credits theme doesn't come till way later in the playlist, so we may not get to
already
it
have a
tonight.
confirmed composer for that, because it's literally in the credits, so...
Yeah.
That's pretty much your spoiler risk at the moment. We won't really be discussing probably can't even stay long enough to hear that stuff in stream. Yeah, I guess I'll give a disclaimer if we're gonna refer to it. Anyway, yeah, Orion Tunnels is definitely Kiyota. I don't think there's any debate about that one.
Easy, next.
Next, Great Cod Air Falls. I don't remember this. Oh no, now I do. Is it Cot or Cote? I think it's
I don't
Cot,
know.
actually. I feel like they referred to it as Cot once in a side quest.
Anyway, on the note of Kiyota, this one I feel definitely has her sort of chord progression style. It's similar to Gormati Forest in that sense. It's similar to I almost said Mac the Wildwood. Similar to Machna Forest in that sense. I'm putting Kiyota for that reason.
I'm putting Kiyota. Like, I didn't remember this, but the moment I heard the melody come in, I'm like, oh yeah, this is Kiyota.
Yeah.
There's just, she has such a distinct way of writing melodies, I feel. And the night theme especially is like, oh yeah, that is incredibly Kiyota. I think that's her voice as well. You can hear it on the choir. And again, this is another track where I listen to it, I'm like, oh, she really upped the production level for this game. You know? I just feel like it sounds a lot better than anything she did for 1 or 2. Like, on the level of Uriah's sort of orchestration, I feel, from 2.
Yeah, no, I hear it. Definitely. Good quality.
Alright. Hymac the Wildwoods. Isn't it just Hymac the Wildwood, not S?
I don't remember, but I think you're right.
I'm actually gonna just list Mac the Wildwood rather than High, I think.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
we have low and then just Mac. I think that's enough distinction.
Yeah.
Who do you think?
This one, I'm
It's
not
another one of
entirely
these,
sure about.
like, I have no, like, I think I'm pretty, like, it's very sparse.
Yeah.
But I feel
feel
very comfortable saying it's Ace.
Yeah.
Unlike,
Yeah,
like,
I-
Raybell was, like, I'm not sure, sort of sparse. This one is like, yeah, this is probably Ace. To me, at least. That's just how I feel. I don't really have a strong reason for that. It's just a gut sort of feeling.
Yeah, the only other thing is that the chord progression feels Kiyota. It's quite similar to the Great Cot Falls one. But yeah, the melody.
I actually don't think the chord progression feels very Kiyota. I think it's like, maybe the
Do you?
chords themselves are Kiyota, but the harmonic rhythm isn't. And as in the rate that the chords change. I feel like Kyoto's very much changing by the bar sort of chord progression. She doesn't really break out from that too often. Whereas this one, it's like... These chords are lasting for sort of irregular timing. It's not like... I think it's the time signature, but it's very hard to really listen for a time signature unless you're actually actively listening. I actually
Yeah,
don't, I don't
that's
think this
another
is...
thing.
I don't know if this is 4/4. I haven't actually probably listened.
I think it's okay. This bit is 4/4. Definitely.
Oh, this 4... Yeah. It might be changing.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I agree with you regarding the melody. It does feel more Ace to me.
Yeah. Again, this is another one I don't really remember the night theme.
It's quite similar. I
You know
want
what
to say.
this reminds me of? This opening drone. Specifically, with People in Darkness, the opening to that.
Really?
Yeah, it's just the drone. I don't know. But yeah, I'd say this is... I need to listen to the night themes again. You barely hear them in game. Also, since I'm scrolling down, I'm actually gonna grab these composers and just pop them down lower, I think.
Ooh, thank you. That is convenient.
That's more convenient. And just so it's on
Yes.
stream so we can kind of see the color coding.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pop them back at the top when we're done.
Yep.
I think this one's gonna be easy as well. Syra Hovering Reefs. Is it Syra? I don't
Yeah. We said that for like the last three areas, haven't we?
know. Do we
So
even
this
need
one-
to discuss this? Can we just
Yeah.
focus and move on?
All right.
Can
Yeah.
you flip
Let's.
the top row as well? Yeah, that's probably a good thing. I wonder if I can. How do I freeze again? I've done this before.
Oh, jeez.
Format. Wait, is it right? I don't remember how to freeze rows. It's been a while. How to freeze rows? Google Sheets. Hold on. Click View Freeze. It's in View. Okay. I guess I'll freeze the top three. View freeze. I can only do 2 rows. Wait, hang on. Can I do up to row? Hang on. I can do up to... Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. All done. How does that look? You see that? RDG?
Yep. Yeah, I see it.
Hello. Okay.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I think you cut out
Okay,
for a
good.
moment there or something.
Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, yep. I can see it.
Alright.
And looking good. Okay, so yeah, Syra Hovering Reefs. Yeah, Aerith Sea. It's not Aerith Sea, but it feels like it.
It's absolutely Kyoto. I don't think there's any reason to discuss it.
Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and move on.
The night theme is even more Kyoto as usual.
Yeah.
Though the harp's nice, actually.
Mhm.
I don't remember the night theme very much. I'm just gonna double check. We have harp for everyone, I think, except Kunigo. But yeah, yep. Okay, actually, Hiramatsu and Ace have the same harpist, but there's a different harpist for Mitsuda, Kyoto, and Abounnasr. All right, moving on.
Interesting.
Okay, what do you think about this one? Kevis Castle
Now-
Infiltration.
Now for something completely different. This one, this is one of the dynamic ones that shifts to the battle theme, or the equivalent part in the track,
Does it?
in the battle theme version once you enter a battle. Yeah, it does, I believe.
I don't remember
the battle-
that, but okay.
The equivalent battle theme is way farther down in the playlist,
Of course,
but I
because
believe,
of course it is.
yeah,
They wouldn't pair it together.
yeah. Anyway, I think it's Hiramatsu. It's a little tough to tell for just this, but the battle theme equivalent does feel a lot more like Hiramatsu to me than anyone else.
Yeah. Oh god, I need to think about this for a bit. Huh. What does this remind me of? I know it reminds me of a specific, like, track from 1, but I can't remember which.
Specifically the Infiltrate theme?
Yeah, this part. Like, this part reminds me of something. Like, the choirs remind me a lot of 1. I think it's the Bars choir, because it sounds very similar to the Mobius theme. Which means it's either Ace or Hiramatsu.
Yeah.
And you know what? Damn it, this reminds me more of Central Factory. So I think it's Hiramatsu.
Ah. Okay, fair enough.
I think I agree. I had to think about that. It could be Ace, but I think it could be Hiramatsu. In this instance. Like this part. This is the biggest melodic part for this entire track.
Right.
Yeah, I think this is Hiramatsu. I reckon this is Hiramatsu. It took me a bit. Alright, this is a Chapter 7 track. Kevis Castle. Or, I guess Fort Overbus? I don't really know what to call this track, because it's not really Kevis Castle, it's just the outside. I'll put it as Kevis Castle for now.
I like to call it Kevis Castle Town, but yeah, I mean, whatever is clear.
I completely flipped on this. What do you think?
I see. You mentioned Mitsuda. I can see that, but I also haven't heard a proper Mitsuda area theme that he's composed since 1998, except with the exception of a couple of tracks that are absolutely nothing like this one. I feel Ace in this one. But it could be Mitsuda. I would not guess Mitsuda on my own, so I will say Ace.
Yeah. Look. So there was a couple of themes going through my mind. So when I first got to the fort, I heard the night theme first. I'm gonna play that. And this sounds so incredibly Mitsuda to me, especially because of the fretless bass. Okay. But, like, the thing about Mitsuda is, if you've heard another Eden soundtrack, at all, I would say.
I haven't, so go on.
Abounnasr does a very good job at almost sounding like Mitsuda at times. So my head was like, okay, this sounds very Mitsuda, or it's Abounnasr going full Mitsuda mode. But I'm pretty sure that's at least some. Is that an electric sitar? That's the thing. That's what I'm wondering about, because the only one that's credited for any sitar work is Hiramatsu.
Really?
And when I start thinking about this, yeah, Electric Sitar by Kiyofumi Mochizuki. But whenever I start thinking about this, from the perspective of it being Hiramatsu, I think it fits. Hello, Zenobia, welcome.
Oh, hello.
Welcome, Blade from Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah, but now that you mention it, specifically with the melody, I guess, more so than anything. Yeah,
Yeah, but like this, the if we go to the day theme and hear that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Mitsuda really likes those sort of sweeping melodies on strings. You'll switch to Twitch? Alright. So part of me really wants to say it's Mitsuda. That's the thing. But I actually think I am going to flip and say I could absolutely hear Hiramatsu doing this track.
Alright. Well, sure. I mean, I don't disagree. It could be him.
I'm just curious. There are no
Yeah.
bagpipe questions. Yeah, because there's like a drone that almost sounds like a bagpipe in the daytime theme to me. But I think it's just a synth, or at least a synth, like a sample bagpipe or something. I don't know. I want to say this is a Mitsuda theme. Like part of me really wants to say Mitsuda wrote an area theme. You know.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
I want to, but I feel like when I think about it and I look at the credits, I think it could very much just be Hiramatsu. Because this also reminds me of, say, Fonts of Mima Day.
Yeah,
right?
no, exactly.
I really
Definitely
desperately, like,
agree
the
with
night theme desperately wants me to say Mitsuda, but I think Hiramatsu feels right.
I mean, you could always put Arranger, Mitsuda, mix it up.
I doubt it.
Be bold.
I very much doubt it. What? Like, my internet didn't die or anything. I could still see you guys chatting.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello. Everything fine? I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, you were saying, what were you saying? It was,
Yes. So what's very interesting about this track is that, yes, it's an arrangement of Sword Valley, but there's this particular section. I think it's this section here? Yes. This section. So for those who don't know, in Definitive Editions, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition's arranged soundtrack, the night version of Sword Valley has a completely new section added to it. And it's this section. It's just the same, just a different version of this section. I'll play it. We can compare. Yeah, here it is.
It's at 2:13.
2:13?
Yeah. Is it?
It's a bit earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
140. 146.
Oh.
So
Oh, okay.
Kiyota sneakily snuck this new section of Sword Valley into the night version of Sword Valley Night in Definitive Edition. This was not in the original night version of Sword Valley. Which is fascinating to me because it's featured in Xenoblade 3 in both versions. I actually, no, it is 216. It's this section, yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Right here. This is from Definitive Edition.
Mm-hmm.
And then the track loops. So that was
Yeah.
Definitive Edition, and in Xenoblade 3...
I think it's
Here it
after
is.
this.
Is it right after this? Yeah, here.
Mm-hmm.
It's got choirs and everything. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I just find it fascinating that Kyoto was like, hey, let's sneak in a Xenoblade 3 song into this definitive edition. I reckon that's exactly what happened. They knew they were like
Could well be,
writing
honestly.
Yeah, they knew they were writing for Xenoblade 3, and she got permission to just sneakily sneak it in, and no one thought any different of it, right?
Yeah,
It's
she
just-
mentioned it in the composer notes. And she said, "It quote, it's actually the only song with a sneaky new part added to it." Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah,
listen to that
Kyoto,
thing.
obviously.
All right. The Boundary Boat. What do you think?
Now the choir in this one sticks out to me. I haven't really tried to distinguish Anuna from bars.
I haven't. Today's the first time
before?
I'm doing that.
But yeah. But yeah, that one. The presence of them early on in the track inclines me towards either Ace, Mitsuda, or Abounnasr. And this track shares its melody with the Bravery, which is substantially different in terms of tone. And that one makes me feel... It kind of makes me feel Mitsuda Abounnasr. More so than Ace. So I would put, I guess Abounnasr, because she's... The reason I say Mitsuda is because all of the Abounnasr tracks I know are Mitsuda wrote the melody, or at least one of the melodies. So I think this is where I'm putting Abounnasr here.
You know what? I was actually going to say the same. I think it's Abounnasr. Not for any real reason, but let me put it this way. The guitars are panned to the right. No, it's weird. I think this actually might be Mitsuda, to be honest.
Really?
But it could be arranged by Abounnasr. I don't know. The reason I think it's Mitsuda is specifically because of the Ultimate Boat Vessel, or the Bravery version. The guitar work in this one absolutely sounds Mitsuda to me.
Does it? Okay.
Because it sounds so much like the Another Eden main theme, which I'll share with you in a moment.
Go ahead.
I hope I can play it. I hope this isn't gonna get me... maybe I can find it. This will probably do. But yeah, like, the rhythm on the guitars here remind me a lot of the rhythm at the start of this. Well, not the start, but once we get into this track a bit. From Another Eden. This is a Mitsuda composition. Here.
Oh yeah. No, I definitely hear what you're saying.
Right. So it is entirely possible that this could be Mitsuda to me. It's weird because I'm trying to peg as like all these guitar panned right, strumming guitar panned to the right as the same composer. I believe there's two other tracks that do this, I think, off the top of my head, and I think they are by the same composer, but I'm not sure whether it's Mitsuda or Abounnasr here. Because I think the other two themes, which I think we're going to get to in a moment, actually, I'm thinking the city themes, right?
Yeah.
I think those are Abounnasr.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I think that motif specifically is Abounnasr, actually. But we'll get to that when we get there. But this sounds so much more Mitsuda to me. That's the problem. So, I don't know. I'm split. I'm very split on whether this is Abounnasr or Mitsuda here.
The reason I say it's more Abounnasr to me
It's
is
this
that...
motif, isn't it? The Ouroboros motif?
Ouroboros motif goes like do 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 do.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The reason I say it's Abounnasr is when I mentally compare tracks that I know Mitsuda did to the exact equivalents that Abounnasr did. So, for example, stuff like Soaring Wings versus Flight and Wings in the Xenogears 20th Anniversary concert versus Xenogears. This feels more like the way Abounnasr did them. But then again, Xenogears was done in 1998. I mean, styles change, so it's not a perfect comparison.
Yeah, of course. I think that does show up later in like the Ouroboros track where no and Mia first transform. Actually, it is a motif. I remember it showing up. And I associated that as like a hero motif.
Now that you mention it, I remember wondering what that motif was for, and then I went through the tracks again, and it only plays in tracks where the other Ouroboros motif plays.
So I think it's it might be part of the same motif.
It might be part of the same motif, but it does feel very melodically distinct.
Yeah.
And it's like they're never played in conjunction, so.
Yeah. I'm gonna put down Mitsuda. Sorry, Abounnasr.
Okay.
I think this is like one track where I'm like, okay, I think this is actually Abounnasr.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm still very split on the ultimate vessel, especially the bravery. I'm like, is this Mitsuda maybe? But I think we're gonna put this. All right. Now for an Aerith C, which I don't think is Kiyota, actually.
Yeah.
Aerithia C. What do you think?
The instrumentation is not Kiyota. The chord progression is sort of her. The accompanimental style isn't really. I'm kind of split on this one. Like it wouldn't feel. It feels kind of Ace to me. But I wouldn't be all that surprised if it turned out to be Kiyota. I don't think it is though. I'm putting Ace.
I don't think they've actually credited like specific like pitched percussion, because I know the night theme doubles like the main ostinato pattern with a I think it's a marimba or xylophone. I don't remember which one it is. They might be marimba. But I do think Ace is probably the safest bet for this one.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello.
Switching to night.
Yeah, I'm switching to night. I need the link anyway to like hyperlink this here. Like this part, I remember it standing out to me because it's the flute is being doubled by I think it's a marimba. But marimba isn't actually credited in the credits. It's just a generic percussion credit, which makes sense. They would have done a variety of percussion instruments. Oh god. I'm split between Ace and Hiramatsu for this actually. Cause the guitar harmonics, I'm pretty sure Hiramatsu is a guitarist. But I think also Kudo, Tomori Kudo is also a guitarist. So I don't know.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know. It just makes me think. I'm gonna put Ace. I feel it's more Ace than Hiramatsu. I really like this area theme though. It's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah. Which is good because you hear it a lot.
Yeah, you really hear it a lot. Alright.
Many hours of walking around.
Legate? I don't know, prison camp.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What do I think? This is another one I'm not sure.
I haven't thought about it, actually. I think I did make a guess when I got here, but I don't remember what I guessed.
The main part of me is saying Kiyota, but again, this is one I would not be surprised if it were someone else.
I don't think it's Kiyota. Yeah, it doesn't sound Kiyota to me.
Fair enough.
I guess, yeah, that part sounds like Kiyota.
Yeah.
Because it's like Sword Valley, Ostinato, but oh god,
It's mostly the harmony. It's mostly the harmony that speaks Kyoto for me, not the melody. The accidentals are I don't know what the accidentals remind me of, I'll be honest. Ace does similar things with his melody, with their melody sometimes. But so does Mitsuda, to be honest. I don't think it's Mitsuda.
I don't know. You could be right. It could be Kyoto, but I don't know. I really don't know, actually. I didn't think I think I... Huh. You know, I'm gonna put Ace, because this sounds like a very idiomatic string line, and I know CHiCO's a violinist, so... I'm gonna put Ace. I was considering Hiramatsu for the guitar work, but I don't think it's really the same sort of guitar work that Hiramatsu would kind of do.
I'll be honest, I'm not particularly reminded of Hiramatsu.
No, neither.
With this.
I don't know, I feel like the melody could be him, but I don't know. I think Ace is probably safer for me to guess. I don't think it's Kyoto, but I can see why you think it is.
Yeah, okay.
Alright.
We'll see.
I already brought this one up earlier, but the Lost Colony.
Yeah,
It's the Agnes.
Alright,
It's the same
pretty
as
simple.
Agnes.
Yeah, it is. A lot more high flutes, but yeah. Agnes, I said, was Ace, and I stand by that here. I don't think it's
Agnes
Ranger.
was. Hang on. Did you say Agnes was Ace? Yes, you did actually. Anyway, I'm pretty certain this is because Koto equals Ace. Yeah, that's true. It is an arrangement. But yes, this is a Koto, and the only, if I control F Koto here, there is only one Koto credit, and it is under Ace's name. So I think we can say this with pretty much certainty, that the Agnes Colony theme and this Lost Colony theme, both by Ace. I think that's almost confirmed. I'm not going to put it into confirmed until we actually get solid confirmation. But
yeah,
there's a few tracks where I don't think there's any debate when we can just cross-reference the instrumentation.
Alright.
Alright, now we're getting to this other track. I already told you what I think, but The City.
Yes, you did. So, melody, as you mentioned, Ouroboros motif.
It's the Ouroboros motif, yes.
Yeah. You said it was Abounnasr.
I think that motif is written by Abounnasr, to be honest. It could be
you?
Mitsuda, because it is a main, like, sort of motif that's used across the entire game. But I don't know, because the reason I feel this, because it was the first trailer theme, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was about that track. It kind of struck me. It felt different. It didn't feel like Xenoblade music I was familiar with. I don't necessarily feel like the same now that I've heard it in the context of the game. But I do feel like it does strike me as something not quite Mitsuda to me.
I think that the trailer theme, the Ouroboros Awakens, as it's called in this playlist, I think that was arranged by Abounnasr, but this, I still feel like this melody is a Mitsuda melody.
And here's the choirs that make me think it's not Mitsuda.
Yeah, well, okay. Whether or not it's a Mitsuda melody, the question of who arranged the city is completely different, because it sounds nothing like the Ouroboros Awakens.
See, for me, because I said the earphone, like, when they pan the guitars to the right, I said that sounds like Abounnasr to me. I think it's Abounnasr. I'm gonna stick to that to be consistent. But I feel like anything Abounnasr could absolutely just be Mitsuda as well at the moment, because, again, a lot of Mitsuda's sound in Xenoblade 2 was shaped by Abounnasr, right? By her orchestrations. So it gets sometimes very difficult to discern the two. I think this is Abounnasr.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a high possibility that Mitsuda didn't actually compose any area themes. That said, I do sort of agree that the motif could be Mitsuda, because it is a main theme.
Right.
But I know this night theme especially doesn't strike me as Mitsuda.
That I definitely agree with. Like, whether or not I would put the day theme as arranged by Mitsuda or Abounnasr, I think this night theme just does not remind me of anything that Mitsuda has composed. So
if anything, I'd say that the night theme makes me think it's arranged by Hiramatsu. Because of the electric piano, like I said. But I don't think so. I'm gonna just leave it as Abounnasr for both. I could be completely wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. You can go next.
I'll put Abounnasr as the arranger for the night theme. I'll leave the... Okay, since the melody... Okay, in this case, I would say that the composer is the melody writer, arranger is whoever actually wrote the piece. So for consistency, I'll put Mitsuda here. Not really because I necessarily think it's him, but because I don't necessarily think it's anyone else. So...
Yeah, that's fair. It's more like Year's music. Yeah, I agree. Especially, like, it's not... I don't think it's quite Bulgarian, but, like, you've got, like, the Bulgarian choir in the beginning and the end for Xenoblade, so for Xenogears. And it's got a sort of similar timbre. Almost, it reminds me of the Nier Automata soundtrack, actually. With its choirs in the day version. I remember that's what the first thing I thought. And that's why I'm like, okay, I don't think this is Mitsuda. This sounds quite different to me. Also, probably one of my favorite area themes, again.
Yeah. I do love the chord progression of this melody. It's very untamed.
Anyway, we're almost done with area themes, actually.
So we are.
Because we've got Origin up next. Anyway.
Agnes Castle.
Agnes Castle, what do you think?
I think Ace.
Yeah.
The specific style of the choir and the way that the flute is used. Those speak to Ace for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's Ace. I don't... Oh, also, that's a koto, isn't it? No, I think about it. Yeah,
okay.
that's the koto. Oh, wait, no, actually, that's shamisen. Shamisen? No, shamisen. No, it's a koto. It's a koto.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure this is pretty much... Well, though... No, this is probably bars. I was like, is this choir potentially like... Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure this is...
It doesn't sound like Hanuna to me.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, I think I'm happy with saying Ace. But I don't know. That might not be a Kota. I think it was, though. But yes. Alright.
Alright.
Origin. I'm not gonna add, because there's like 3 different Origin uploads. I'm just gonna say one Origin. Because it's all like variations on the same track, so I'm not gonna make multiple different things. Who do you think composed this one?
Well, okay. It's based upon the Mobius motif, not to be confused with the Mobius battle theme. They are 2 different things. Mobius motif, it appears in a lot of different tracks, especially in the event theme section. I think it's a Mitsuda melody. Like the Ouroboros theme, it goes very neatly with the Ouroboros theme. It's the same sort of style. That being said, Arranger.
I was like,
yeah,
okay. No, I hear. I was like, is this? I thought this was original composition. No, it is an arrangement of the. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. That being said, Arranger, I do think the Arranger is Abounnasr. The arrangement gives me those World Tree vibes, and I know I am partially saying that because of the context in which it plays, but also, I mean, the context is, it's a way of looking at things.
Yeah, no, I think it's absolutely Abounnasr. Oh god, now that you mentioned that it's the Mobius motif, I'm very inclined to think it's Mitsuda. I was gonna just say this is straight up Abounnasr the entire way through. But I think it could be another instance of that, so I'm going to do the same as you. Actually, should I do it just this to be different? Because I'm inclined to think Abounnasr did compose more herself than arrange Mitsuda's stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know either. None of us know. Yes.
Also, this part was in a cutscene track, wasn't it?
Yeah, there are. Yes, this was in event BGM 36, which is way down in the playlist. We'll probably not get into it.
Of course, you know the fucking numbers. I'm actually just gonna put Abounnasr strictly.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I think there are like 3 different parts of this track that are used in different places. It's mostly the first part that's the main Mobius melody that's used everywhere, and then there are 2 others that play once or twice in other parts. But yeah, it's Mobius through and through. I don't know, wasn't as prominent. They were great in the Xenoblade concert. Yeah, that is. Yeah, it's somewhat unfortunate. They didn't really get their equivalent of, say, Our Eternal Land, We Are the Chosen Ones.
They didn't really have a solo sort of choral piece, but they definitely are in the soundtrack. If I find the vocals, you've only got a few people from Anuna here. You've got Michael McLean, Lauren McLean, Isley McLean. Okay. Yeah, there's not actually that much Anuna here. There's a few people from Anuna here, but it's not like a whole choir.
Yeah. Although, fun fact that we learned a couple days ago from Procyon Studios' Twitter, the 2 people that sing the Mobius theme and the Ouroboros theme are sisters, both in Anuna.
Oh, as in like you don't mean the battle theme, right?
No, not the battle theme.
Yeah, cool. Interesting.
No, battle theme was by Bars.
Which means that's Aisling McLean and the other McLean, I think.
Yeah, Lauren McLean.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I think that's safe to say. We're pretty happy.
Yeah.
And that wraps it up for area themes, actually.
Except for the secret area theme, which is way further
later.
down.
Yeah, true. Do we want to continue, or did we want to split this up? Well, because we've been going for 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
I can go for a bit longer.
Comfortable. I mean, yeah, you just woke up. My sleep schedule would allow me to go for 2 hours.
But,
okay.
I could probably go for another hour.
Sure.
And then
Sure, I'm down.
I reckon we can probably get halfway through this whole thing in an hour. With one more hour, I reckon.
Yeah, I think especially because the battle themes are coming up, and a lot of the battle themes are split into a whole load of different tracks that we don't need to go through individually.
Yeah. I don't know, we'll see how far we go. I'll see how far I can go without getting hungry. Alright,
Fair enough.
battle theme time.
Let's go. Now, this one is confirmed.
It is confirmed.
Confirmed Hiramatsu.
Okay. It is, and we also have official titles, don't we?
Yes, Keva's Battle.
Keva's
very
Battle
imaginative.
is the official title, which is very good to
Yes.
know. And this is confirmed Hiramatsu, you said? It's very obvious.
Confirmed Hiramatsu. Yeah, I mean,
can you...
nobody's surprised.
I'm gonna go see if I can find the... Can you find me the Xenoblade JP tweet with Keva's Battle?
I think it's just the same title. It's Keva's Battle in
Yeah,
English
no.
and Japanese.
Yeah, but I want to hyperlink it. Just for the official
okay.
title confirmation.
Okay, give me a second.
Keva's Battle. Because we have a few confirmed title, and... Oh, I didn't do that for Milik Meadows. Oops. I'll have to do that for Milik Meadows as well.
Oh, yeah.
If you can get Milik
Okay,
Meadows for me,
got
'cause-
it.
Actually, wait. I've got this in
Hold on, do you want me to post it in the chat or in the Discord?
You can just hyperlink this Japanese
Oh,
title.
hold on, Toad King posted it already. You are way ahead of us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can just add it to the hyperlink if you can, that'd be great.
Okay, yeah.
And I will, if you can get the JP tweet from Milik Meadows
Sorry.
as well.
Sorry, do you want me to... Oh,
yeah,
I see.
Just add that as a hyperlink, yeah.
Yeah, I see.
I'm gonna go find Milik... Why does it say Hills? Why does it say Hills here? It should be Meadows. That's weird. Where did I get Milik Hills from? I don't know.
Honestly,
Anyway.
no clue.
Official title, Milik Meadows, and I have the Japanese title here. So if you can get the, I'm just gonna find the YouTube link for it. Assuming that Nintendo UK posted.
Yeah,
it.
okay, I've got the tweet by Xenoblade JP right here.
Yeah, found it. You hyperlink.
Where are we?
Very nice. Okay. Sorry, we just had to catch up on that because there were a few things we needed to just actually do. Okay. I really like this regular battle theme. It's nice. It's really nice to hear, like, the woodwinds going crazy, actually. This next one also is a confirmed title, so if you can find the chain attack one, that'd be great. Also, thank you for, like...
this first...
Yeah.
For some reason, the playlist here does not include the full chain attack theme. I don't know why,
It's
but
because
we all
it's
know
all
how it
split
goes.
up. I looked at the game root. There's, like,
Yeah.
so many different files for it. It's actually...
And I don't know why if they did that for the chain attack theme, because for the others it's relatively clear why they would do that. Because for example, You Will Know Our Name's finale, they need to split up the bass section of the track at various places so that they can fit in the climax like smoothly. But there's no equivalent for the chain attack theme, so I don't know why that was a factor. But anyway, I'll get up the Xenoblade JP.
Alright, and you can hyperlink it, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay, so who do you think wrote Chain Attack?
Haha, I fucking wonder. I assume it's not confirmed, though.
It is not confirmed.
Okay, Hiramatsu, though.
But-
It's fucking obvious.
yeah.
It's so obvious. So obviously Hiramatsu, yeah. Alright. Well,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, did I cut out for a second there?
did you what?
Sorry, my internet's dying.
There's 3 chain attack files, the main one, 2 short samples with the overkill part in the end. Yeah. There's also an unused transition part. But yes. Very nice. Okay.
I didn't actually know there was an overkill part.
Yeah, it's listed as
never occurred to me.
overkill, but yeah.
Okay.
You all know our name's finale. Okay, can this fit?
And speaking of tracks that it's very obvious,
my god, it just doesn't fit. I have to extend this just slightly.
This one is confirmed.
Is it
I will
confirmed?
pull up the tweet.
Okay.
Yeah, tweet.
Actually, you should probably, with any confirmed thing, we can add this later, but we can like hyperlink the confirmed composer over here.
Oh, sorry, not confirmed.
Oh, you mean the
composer,
name?
confirmed name.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you think this is? I assume that's a mistake.
No, I don't.
I assume that's a mistake.
It was a joke.
Oh, it was a joke.
I was waiting until you noticed.
Okay. But yes, this one has a confirmed title for sure.
And it is
I will get the
not
Japanese
the same as the English title.
Yeah, I'll get
Here,
that for you.
I'm on it. Whoops.
Yeah, you gotta double click first.
Hold on, I messed up. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'll do this this time.
Cheers.
There you go.
Awesome.
I'm gonna
Then-
just copy paste and I'll just change the hyperlink here. Oh god, I have to extend this as well. Hate this. Hey, yeah. Alright.
Oh, the overkill part is when you end it with an overkill, not when the overkill starts. Okay, yeah, that I understand. Yeah, it's sort of like the ending theme that they have for
Okay.
I guess a couple of other pieces. It's more like a jingle than like a main part of a piece. Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
the Japanese title is the same, it's just we want to have the actual Japanese, like, official Japanese title here.
Yeah.
As you can see. I mean, the other ones we haven't really needed to do that for, apart from, like, these ones, which, like, the first one I did off screen. Just because they've all been the same in English.
Yeah.
But yes, we don't really need to talk about this one too long, do we? It's pretty
Yeah.
obviously it's Hiramatsu. He composed You Will Know Our Name for Xenoblade 1 and Recall Our Name for Xenoblade 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now this next track, actually, I'm assuming it's confirmed, but I actually want to listen to it because I haven't gone back to listen to this track yet. This will be my first time actually listening to it in full. I've only heard it in the context of the game. This is The Weight of Life.
Do you want me to be quiet?
If that's alright with you.
That is all right with me. It's a good track.
Alright. It starts with a counterattack goddamn sound effect. I'm pretty sure that's from Vengeance. You know what? This reminds me a lot of Yuki Hayashi's work. In hindsight. Now I know there's a counterattack motif in here. I know there's engage the enemy in here, but I haven't heard it.
I'll point it out.
Yeah. No, I'll figure it out. Don't point it out. I want to figure it out on my own.
Okay. Up to you.
Is that it? No. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Okay. And here's the counterattack. They're like right in succession. I only noticed the counterattack one until now. Oh my god, the flute. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't notice this the first time because I was like, the cutscene was so fucking hectic.
Yeah.
I have the biggest smile on my face. It's actually hurting right now.
It's a great track. It's so good.
Oh, it has an ending as well.
Yeah. Alright, who do you think composed that one?
Fucking Hiramatsu.
Yeah, this one's confirmed.
It's confirmed. Cool. It
Yeah.
does feature motifs from have you got the links all sorted out here? Awesome.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you so much. It
Quite
does feature links from sorry, it does feature a motif from Mitsuda.
Yeah, a touch of a life centon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shorten a life centon as also, which
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh my god. Yeah, that's cool. I actually like that abbreviation also. Anyway, a formidable enemy is also... Wow, we're getting through all the confirmed titles in, in
Yeah.
like one go. Do you want to add the confirmed titles? I can link the...
yeah, sure.
I can link the... It's just gonna be easier if I do it this way. Here we go. A formidable enemy. This game, this fucking taught me, this song titles taught me that formidable has one D. It's not a double D.
That is correct.
I'm gonna move the
Formidable has
composer
one D.
list down.
Now we
in a
know.
moment,
Oh, yeah, cheers.
'cause I keep scrolling down. All right. Who do you think composed
Ace,
this?
definitely. No question.
It's fucking Ace.
Yeah, still obviously.
I assume that's not confirmed though.
It's not confirmed, but I mean, come on.
All right. I assume we can get the next link for that over there.
Yeah, let me just figure that out. Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
interesting. I'm glad these are ordered like this in the playlist for the next few ones here. Tutorial battle and the origin battle
yeah.
theme.
Yes.
I want you to go first because I know who composed this. Like I'm.
do.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's like
Oh,
it's
okay.
There's no way it's not this composer. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna put this in the same category because they're basically variation.
Yeah, they are. That is not something that I heard the first time I was playing. I think it's Hiramatsu.
It's absolutely Hiramatsu.
Yes.
The origin variant, I don't know where it is, but the origin variant of this track uses a sample from Vengeance sound effects. Vengeance sound. And he is known to like really like using Vengeance samples. Like, I'm gonna play you a Vengeance sample right now on stream. This is from a Vengeance sound pack. I need to remember which one it is. I think it's this one. Okay, not this one, but that's from Mechanical Rhythm. Then there's this one. That's from Vengeance. Have I ruined a track for you? Anyone on this stream? That is just a sample. That is completely sampled. The start of because you didn't hear it actually. It's the start of Engage the Enemy.
Yeah, I remember.
That's from Vengeance. The chat. That is just sampled. That is not. I'm so glad I got to save that for the stream. I've been waiting for this. But yes, as you can see, Hiramatsu, in all of his tracks, he loves using Vengeance samples, and according to this playlist, the Origin Battle Theme and the Weight of Life also have Vengeance sound. So, yeah, I would say that there's no doubt this is Hiramatsu.
Yeah.
The guitar work also sounds like him, but yeah, like there's no debate with this one.
Yeah. Also, Toad King, you mentioned another track that had non-battle transitions between for the tutorial battle. Yeah, for some reason the battle theme and the area theme versions are very widely separated in this playlist. It's the same with the Kevis Castle Infiltrate versus battle theme. Don't know why, but yeah, that is true.
I love everyone's reaction to the goddamn sample.
Yeah. No, I totally feel that.
Yeah, when I found out, I was like, this is insane. I'm pretty sure the very first sound effect we hear in Counter Attack is also from Vengeance, but I haven't managed to find that just yet. I think it is listed in this sound source, but I haven't found it yet. But yes. The Origin Battle Theme is just a variation of this. So yeah. Next up is this Battle versus Chase. Is this?
Yeah, this is one of those couple field and battle themes that smoothly transitions. I'm a little inclined to say Ace for this one. I wouldn't be too surprised if you were Hiramatsu.
I never hear the battle version because the battle finishes in like 2 seconds all the time.
That is true. Yes.
I'm gonna put the field version instead. Battle versus Chase. I'll just do that. I think it's Ace. Specifically, I think the field theme sounds a lot like Ace to me. It actually reminds me a lot of the prone in Xenoblade X when you're like infiltrating a prone base. But I know it's someone who doesn't work on the soundtrack, so and someone who wouldn't sound like this anyway because he sounds bad now. I mean, what? Moving on.
I heard nothing. But yeah. What was I gonna say? No, yeah, it does. And the battle theme reminds me a bit of Zanza's World. Just the way it's sort of made to be chaotic in a way that I don't feel is really the same with Mitsuda's or Hiramatsu's battle themes in the same way.
Alright, next one. Agnes Battle. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be the official title as well.
Yeah,
After Kevis Battle, there has to be an Agnes Battle. And I will say, in the game rip for this, for the game, Kevis Battle is labeled as Battle equals K. This one is labeled as Battle equals A. So I'm pretty sure we can, I'd say, Agnes Battle, hold on. Most likely to be official. Yeah. Who do you think composed it? That's what we're here for.
I think it's Ace.
I think it's Ace.
Yeah, it's the flute style. I don't know if that's a shakuhachi. I haven't listened to shakuhachis enough, but
can I go that high?
Just the style of. I guess it could be a shakuhachi. I mean, it sounds like one.
Yeah, that's probably a shakuhachi.
Even though otherwise though, it still sounds like Ace. It's a sort of death match with Torna-esque. I want to say, I don't know what about it reminds me
Final
of like.
Fantasy VII motif.
I missed that.
Yeah, I'll play it.
Okay, yeah, no, you're totally right. I completely missed that in all the hundreds of times I hear this.
Referencing the fact that Xenogears was meant to be Final Fantasy VII, right?
Totally.
It's
Totally
intentional.
Oh, Takahashi, your vision never ceases to amaze. Also, just side note on this track, why does it play in the Kevis Castle region?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's called Agnes and Kevis Battle.
Well, one of Xenoblade 3's many mysteries.
I just
Anyway.
consider it Battle Theme 2, and I guess they just had to name it Agnes and Kevis.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, this specific part sounds so much like Ace to me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
All right. OST theme.
so drag this down. Can I drag this down? Thank you, please. Okay, not that's fine. Battle versus boss. Is the audio level fine, everyone? By the way, I haven't checked. Is the music too soft, or can you hear it? I don't want to overpower our voices. That's all.
While
While
we're
yeah,
getting through
yeah.
Twitch chat, I love how they what they did with the time signature in this one. It sort of skips half a beat at some points,
Cool. Bye.
just enough to throw you off,
Yeah. Well,
but not so much that it like ruins the flow of the melody.
yeah.
It's really cool.
They basically do a bar of 3-4 every here and then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's nice. I like when they do that. Anyway, I'm pretty sure.
and it's the same in the climax version.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the obstacle of this game. So,
Yeah,
this isn't translated very well, so I wouldn't be surprised if not everyone knew this, but an obstacle in our path and those who stand against our path, from Xenoblade 1 and 2 respectively, are basically this. It's like you will know our names, so you will recall our names. They mean the same thing, it's just that the Japanese title for this Xenoblade 2's version has plural. They basically made the Xenoblade 1 title plural for Xenoblade 2. It's the exact same title otherwise. It's not translated that way because if you wanted to change it to plural, an obstacle in our path, obstacles in our path, I guess that works, but it's not. That's also not the most accurate translation. So they went with those who stand against our path. I don't know if I'm explaining it very well. The original the fan translation for an obstacle in our path was, I think it was one who gets in our way. So it's those who get in our way is the Xenoblade 2 title. So, based on You Will Know Our Names, I would actually imagine that this title is this song style is going to be an obstacle in our path finale.
for what it's worth, I hope it isn't.
I
But
hope
might
it
be.
isn't as well, but I think that might actually be the official title. Anyway, who do you think composed?
Another easy guess. I think it's Hiramatsu.
Whoa.
Really?
Really? You think it's Hiramatsu?
Okay.
Okay. I thought it was Ace. This sounds incredibly Ace to me.
Does it?
Like this part specifically.
Okay, now that you mention it, yeah.
All the obstacle tracks were composed by Ace. Remember that.
Oh yeah, you know what? Okay, now that you mention it, yeah. See, I feel like the style is Hiramatsu though.
It's like this guitar part sounds Ace to me. I can't say it anyway. It's incredibly Ace to me. The guitar, the lead guitar, like the chorus melody, the guitar solo sounds so much like which one from Exploration to me actually from Xenoblade 2.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, okay, this sounds
Really?
like Ace. Yeah, I'm pretty certain this is Ace. But yeah, the Japanese title of
Okay.
You Will Recall Our Names is I like saying You Will Know Our Names even more as a translation, Zenobia. That's my preferred translation for that. It's just my own person. I think it's funnier. But yeah, I'm glad we disagree on this, but I'm pretty sure this is Ace. I think you're wrong.
Okay,
Sorry.
the reason I say Hiramatsu... yeah, fine, disagreement is fine. The reason I say Hiramatsu, I feel like the base is very Hiramatsu. It honestly reminds me more of Monster Surprised You than it does Those Who Stand Against Our Path and An Obstacle in Our Path. But there's a bit in the choir that now that you mention it, it does sound like it could be Ace. So I think you could be right. I'm still gonna go with Hiramatsu.
The thing I've noticed with Ace, I don't know if they do it in this track, but like especially with a formidable enemy, Ace likes layering electric guitars with violins or strings. And I guess that makes sense because one of them's a violinist, one of them's a guitarist. I'm pretty sure Kudo's a guitarist.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
But I don't think this track does it, but I don't know. This just sounds Ace.
The thing is, I mean,
Ace to me.
Hiramatsu does that too with like Still Move Forward.
Yeah,
So...
I mean, still, yeah, but like, yeah.
Well, agree to disagree. We'll see who's right.
We'll see who's right in the end.
The climax version of this track, very good.
Alright.
Can we listen to that bit?
Yeah, the climax, hold up.
It's pretty short.
Yeah.
And it just skips half a beat. Not even a full beat, just half a beat.
Yeah, it's really cool. Alright, next one is Kevin's
Thank you
Castle
for indulging
battle.
me.
Yep.
Yes.
Right, this is the
So,
transition.
yeah, this...
So, I guess we say the same for Kevin's Castle Arbitration. Should I...
Yeah,
should we,
I
do we
still
even
think
need
it's Hiramatsu.
Yeah, because it's... Yeah. I'm probably gonna do this. I'm just gonna update the...
Yeah, sure.
We don't need to have a whole separate section for this. It's the same composer. It doesn't matter. This one's confirmed.
Yes, this one is confirmed. Ooh, this one's good.
This one's so fucking good.
Oh.
You wanna just listen to
I
it
remember...
for a bit?
You wouldn't have seen this, but... Shut up. You wouldn't have seen this, but when the game came out, people were posting memes on Twitter to the effect of, how to describe it? They were complimenting the fact that this track sounded like a final boss theme, and may well have been in a different game, and that it was the boss theme for the end of Chapter 1.
Really?
I'm going to try to find an example.
I know there was one tweet saying, it sounds like this. Every song in Xenoblade 3 sounds like the composer said this would be the last song they ever composed.
Yeah.
I remember that tweet. This is such a fucking good battle theme. It's just a shame it's all like chopped up in the actual game files.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sit tight. We'll get a good complete version in due course.
In due course. Give it like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then there'll be like a DLC soundtrack as well. What a fucking fantastic track though.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and we don't need to do like Battleverse Console M because it's all the same.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
Interlink. Do we
I
really
would be
need?
Okay, well, it's technically different, but I would be incredibly surprised if it were a different composer. If it were a different arranger. I mean, some of the melodic content is reused, about half of it isn't. But I mean, come on, the style is exactly the same.
Yeah. There's a reason that
okay.
someone managed to combine both. Would we make a separate label for this? It is technically different, but it's...
I'm slightly inclined to make a separate label for it because I mean half the melody is different, and I wouldn't call this confirmed, but I just say we know it's confirmed.
Yeah.
For pure encyclopedic correctness, I'm going to call it unconfirmed.
Yeah, for correctness. But yeah, like this is Ace. This is Ace.
Yeah.
I remember the
And I don't
first time
think
I heard like the regular Mobius battle theme, I was like listening to the intro, I'm like, what the fuck? Who the fuck composed this? And then the main melody came in, and I'm like, oh, hi Ace.
Yeah. Also worth noting, it's titled Interlink, but it plays during some Mobiuses that aren't interlinks, and doesn't play during some Mobiuses that are. So
Yeah, it's just
more
another
just
version.
A major.
Yeah.
It's more just a major version.
God, there are so many.
Major battle.
There's so many different fucking versions. There's Mobius M.
Yeah, there's an M for both versions because Phase 1 has the standard, Phase 2 has the interlink.
Yeah.
There's all the climaxes. There's like 2 different endings. It's.
Yeah, and you've got this
we don't need to go
fucking.
through all that.
Where is it? That's climax. And.
Actually, speaking of combining the 2 Mobius tracks, part of me does wonder if they will be combined on the OST. I don't think they will, but they might.
I doubt it because they have
that
different
would be-
intros. That's the big thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Battle versus Sorrow. Now, what's actually interesting,
right.
this, in the game rip, it's actually titled Battle Equals Sorrow. So,
Yeah.
that doesn't come from nowhere. That's not like them just titling it randomly.
Yeah. Alright.
Who do you think composed this one?
Okay, well, there have been sad battle themes in the past, in the series, both by
Tragic
Ace...
Decision was Kiyota, though.
What?
Tragic Decision was Kiyota.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Kiyota, but arranged by Ace.
Really?
Let me check.
That is...
I might be
That is
wrong.
complete news to me.
I've always put it as a. Let me check. Okay. I swear in my mind I've always seen it as a Kyoto track. What track number is it? It is disc 2.
It's like
3.
disc 2, track 3 or something.
Okay, disc 2. No, it's Ace Plus. Okay. Ignore me. I'm
Okay,
being
yeah.
stupid. My memory's just bad. Okay. It is Ace. My
Anyway.
bad.
Yeah. Anyway, so Ace wrote a sad battle theme, a tragic decision. Mitsuda wrote sad battle themes in the past.
Power Gen.
Power of Jin. Although that was orchestrated by Abounnasr.
Yeah, but not arranged by her.
Yeah. So it is still Mitsuda's theme. This one feels more like Mitsuda's hand at work, I think. Abounnasr is also a possibility. This one doesn't have any shared melodies or motifs like the Power of Jin does, except for like the entire track is the remixed version of the end boss theme, the second end boss theme. That doesn't particularly help us, but I think it's Mitsuda.
What do you mean the second end boss theme?
Sorry, the second end boss battle, I believe, plays a very slight remix of this. It could just be the same
Do you
track.
mean? Oh, I'm hearing you say end. Do you mean N as in the?
End November. Yes, as in Mobius end.
Yeah, I was like, but I don't think the Z battle theme is by Mitsuda. Anyway, we'll get to that.
Oh, it's just the intro that's different.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Either way, yeah, I think it's Mitsuda.
I think it's Mitsuda. I mean, I don't really have any other guesses other than Mitsuda, because it's like, N was like, when I saw N, I'm like, oh, this guy's totally gonna have like a Power of Jin-esque battle theme.
And guess what? But yeah, although this theme isn't like
It's not
strictly used for
exclusively
him.
for N. No.
Yeah, I remember it's used in the Colony Mew base quest.
Which also has a unique cutscene theme, actually.
I still don't remember that one. You'll
I
have to
swear.
point it out to me later.
I swear.
I mean, you could well be right.
I don't remember hearing that anywhere else, but we'll see. Anyway, why don't we move on to the next one?
Sure.
Me, like, panicking yesterday thinking the shadow motif with the Kevis infiltration. It doesn't. It doesn't. I just was like, oh god, what? No.
Although, actually, I think Luxcare, how do you if you're still in the chat, how do you pronounce your name? I'm sorry. Luxcare pointed it out to me that part of it does sound like Fog King. Now, of course, the entire track like sounds vaguely like Fog King. It starts in the same key. It's got the same instrumentation, the same tone. There is one section, I think it's timestamped at 158, that has an identical melodic pattern to a part of Fog King. I think that's just a coincidence, since the pattern is used differently and it's a pretty simple pattern, but it might be. Either way, it sounds like Ace. Now, this is, of course, assuming that Ace wrote Fog King, but that's 97% certain. We don't know it for sure, but we can be reasonable.
I would have pegged Fog King's Hiramatsu. It reminds me of After Despair, but I don't listen to Fog King that much.
That surprises me. Okay, the reason we can be 97% sure about it is because we know Ace wrote like 3. We know they wrote a specific number of tracks for Future Connected, and one of them is confirmed. Actually, no, they wrote 4. We know they wrote Fog Beasts. We know they wrote By On His Shoulder Day. They might not have written By On His Shoulder Night.
No, they probably.
Depending.
I doubt they.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the only reason why they wouldn't have written Fog King, because all other tracks are accounted for, is if they didn't write By On His Shoulder Night. But we can be reasonably sure they did, so we can be reasonably sure they wrote Fog King.
Okay.
Also, it uses a motif from Fog Beasts, so that's more evidence.
What was that last bit? Sorry.
It uses a motif from Fog Beasts, so that's more evidence.
Yeah. Anyway, I think this is Ace.
Yeah, agreed.
I have much else to say other than it kind of sounds like Ace, maybe Hiramatsu, but I'm pretty sure it's Ace. The choirs really go like, okay, that sounds like Ace.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like Ace. Alright. We're getting through the battle themes. Queen,
Luxcare.
Sorrow, N version. We don't need another.
Luxcare, thank you. I'm sorry about that. I will remember that for future.
99
Hiramatsu, really?
Hiramatsu because of opera. Yeah, because like that's partially why, because he used similar sort of opera vocals in Geichi Anime for Definitive Edition to some degree, but I think it sounds more Ace to me. I could be wrong. It doesn't matter. Hey, actually, I think that's it except for the final boss theme. I don't know if K's still here. You might want to drop out.
End phase 2 is different.
Is it?
End phase.
Oh, it
it's very
is.
different. That's for the third fight.
It is.
This is a track that I discovered 3 days ago, and has quickly become maybe top 5 of my favorite tracks in this game.
I haven't really probably listened to it outside of the timestamps he posted on Twitter.
Okay, this you mentioned before. This is the other part of the Ouroboros motif that's disconnected from the other one, but plays in the same context.
I think this is Mitsuda.
Okay. You think? Okay. Yeah. I mean, we know that Mitsuda had a hand in it because we know that Mitsuda
It's like
or Takahashi told
implicatively.
Mitsuda
It's like implicatively confirmed.
Yeah. I mean, okay. It uses a lot of melodies that I think are Mitsuda, so I have to put Mitsuda as composer. I think it's still Mitsuda's arranger. That's not necessarily true, or it's not necessarily confirmed to the same extent, but I still think it's Mitsuda arranged.
I think it's Mitsuda arranged, at least. But like I've already said, I think the Ouroboros melody is by Mariam, right?
I mean, you could put Mariam
But there's
composer
also
Mitsuda
like
arranger.
fucking 5 different motifs in this track.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. I'm gonna put just Mitsuda overall. Motifs from like everywhere. So
Yeah.
all right. We're not gonna listen to the whole 9-minute fucking piece. It's probably 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It just loops.
It's 4.5 minute loop, which is really long for a battle theme, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Bionis Time to Fight Bionis shoulder length.
I haven't actually re-listened to this for a while.
This is final battle?
Yep. Against Zed.
All right.
Oh, hold up.
Alright, so clear out if you haven't beaten the game.
Yep. Clear out. Who do you think did this one? I'm just gonna put final boss.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure. Okay. Alright, well, I'm going to say spoilers in 3, 2, 1.
I'm already playing the
This uses...
Anyway.
This uses the Mobius theme. Not the Mobius battle theme, the Mobius motif. So I think it's Mitsuda. The arrangement style does remind me of tracks that Abounnasr arranged. So I think she's the arranger, but I would say Mitsuda's the composer.
It has the same as Origin, right? What do I put
Yeah,
Origin?
Mobius, Origin. Yeah,
I just
they
put
all use...
Abounnasr for Origin, so I may as well just put Abounnasr.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it has so many motifs, so it's like I do think Abounnasr did arrange it. This is the thing. This is the thing. How much did Abounnasr compose versus arrange for this game? That's you know,
Right.
It's like I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna put
in this
Abounnasr
analysis-
here just to be consistent. Motifs from Mitsuda, probably. Mitsuda, probably.
I am in this analysis going with a lot of if past is precedent style
Yeah.
thinking, which doesn't necessarily apply
When
everywhere
we know
because
Abounnasr composed stuff.
yeah, we know Abounnasr composed stuff, so it doesn't necessarily apply to everything, but it might apply to some things. And I think if it's going to apply to anything, probably going to be like the central motifs of the entire game. So yeah, that's why I'm thinking about that. But it could be Abounnasr.
Alright.
Alright.
And the
And
only
phase
reason
2
why I'm like... Because phase 2 has the
Yeah.
guitars.
It's the same.
It's the
there's
same.
basically
I remember
what it is.
initially I was like, oh, this is Hiramatsu, but now that we know motifs a bit more, I'm like, yeah, nah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear the Hiramatsu in it. It's like the sort of way the guitar goes wild. Reminds me of like Definitive Edition's mechanical rhythm guitar solo. But still, I mean, it's part of the track that is clearly Abounnasr or Mitsuda, so yeah. I don't think we need to change that.
Also funny Xenogears head. Oh, here's an interesting one. Oh yeah,
Ooh.
a man
Oh yeah, you mentioned it.
of the sea.
Haha.
Hold on.
Let's go.
Did I copy the link or did I copy the title? I don't know. Let me just do this.
Good hit Toad King wrote composer Klaus Battles. I kid you not. I wrote a couple of notes for myself just to make sure I didn't forget everything. I said Klaus Battelt obviously with a strike through. So yeah.
I want you to go first because I've flipped and flopped on this.
Yeah. I remember you said it sounded like Abounnasr and that it sounded like Kiyota. I've heard a grand total of 1 Kiyota battle theme, so it is tough for me to say for sure. But I mean, the fact that the prior on Kiyota battle themes is so low, like I feel like it does make it somewhat less likely that any battle theme in this game is by Kiyota. See, this doesn't sound like anyone's style to me, except for Pirates of the Caribbean.
Hans Zimmer.
Wait, Zimmer? Pirates? I thought.
I'm pretty sure he
Battle
did
was.
the main. I think he did the main theme because I haven't. The reason I'm pretty sure he did the main theme for Pirates of the Caribbean is because I was filling in the metadata for my Kingdom Hearts soundtrack, but I'll check.
Oh wait, no, hold on. You're right. I have an album of Hans Zimmer music and hoping Pirates of the Caribbean is
in
on
Kingdom
it.
Hearts,
Oh yeah.
it's credited to Klaus Belder, Jeffrey Zanelli, and Hans Zimmer. So it's 3 of them.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know if they probably
Anyway.
just credited the full soundtracks
Yeah.
composers.
Anyway, I have no clue. I just do not know.
So, I have a complete reaction clip to this as well. I was like screaming, "Oh, this is Abounnasr. This sounds so much like her work on Valkyria Azure Revolution." But I've kind of sat back a bit and I listened to it. I've heard a bit of Kyoto's non-Xenoblade stuff, and I think she likes writing heroic sounding stuff. And I think this is sort of in the ballpark for some of that. It's a bit more high-paced than what she normally does. But especially the melody lines, they are so Kyoto sounding to me. The other thing that indicates to me that it's Kyoto is looking at the VGM sound sources, right? There are 2 tracks that use this bow-to-burst sample from native instruments. One of them is the pause menu theme, and the other is this track. And while it's entirely possible that 2 composers could have come across the exact same sample or collaborated to use the exact same sample, I feel like it's a very low probability, especially with this sounding very Kyoto-like. I think it's a very low probability that 2 composers would have accidentally happened upon the same sample and chosen to use them for the same soundtrack. Like, it's just such a low possibility of that actually happening. Right?
Okay, fair enough.
And when initially I thought this sounded like Abounnasr, but when I listened to them with the Kyoto lens, I'm like, wow, those melodies sound like Kyoto to me. Right? And I'm like, wait, this sort of heroism in the sort of sound of the soundtrack sounds like Kyoto to me. So, the more I listen to it, the more convinced I am that it's actually Kyoto that composed.
Alright, okay, fair enough. I see what you're saying. And yeah, now that you mentioned the melody, I can
It's just
hear...
it's faster paced, but it's the same sort of style of writing.
Yeah.
It's just that the tempo's faster.
Alright, fair enough. I still would not know who to put. So, for the sake of being interesting, I might put Abounnasr, and then we can see whether your original guess was right or your secondary guess was right.
Yes. Yeah, but I'm pretty confident this is Kyoto at this point. I gotta be honest. Alright. Okay. Before we get to the next 3 tracks, these are all tracks that play in the post-game. If you have not done any post-game content, you might want to mute the stream for a bit. Well, it's going to show up on stream. You might want to hop off the stream for a little bit in that instance. But we're going to assume you've done all the post-game content. I know RTG hasn't done one of these. But... Alright, that's your warning. There's post-game spoiler warning. Okay? Are we good? I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay.
They've had ample time to
I
get
have
off.
ample time to leave. Alright. Probably my favorite battle theme in the game.
Really?
I think I'm a little biased, but I fucking love the Bionic Shoulder battle theme music. It's so good. I'm gonna put
really
Time
good.
to Fight Bionic Shoulder remix, I guess. We know it's a Hiramatsu composition. Who do you think arranged it?
I think Hiramatsu still arranged it. It sounds so much like the original that it's tough to tease out a different style from it. But Yeah, I still think Hiramatsu arranged it.
Just look what I put in the notes. It has an alto sax.
Right.
Hiramatsu's the only one
yeah.
that worked with an alto sax.
Okay, fair enough.
So, there you go. I'm pretty sure that's on spot on. It's Hiramatsu. Similarly.
Yeah, Zenobia, I like it, but Mobius battle theme, man. Yeah, I feel that.
I sure love hearing Drifting Soul for the fucking third time. You know, I like this track, but I find it hard to like it. I think it's a good composition, but oh my god, can you use something else? Like, this is the third instance of Drifting Soul in Xenoblade 3. And it's Drifting Soul, to begin with, is a track I associate with Malos, not Nia.
Yeah.
The lyrics are decidedly written from his perspective. If you don't know, the original Japanese lyrics for Drifting Soul, I think use boku as the pronoun, which is a decidedly male pronoun in Japan.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But where can you find the original lyrics?
It's in the booklet for the soundtrack. They have the original Japanese lyrics written by Takahashi, and then the translated lyrics to the left of them.
I never knew about that. Can you send me, like, what page it's on later?
Yeah, sure, I can do that later.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on.
Anyway, that's very interesting.
So yeah, to me, it could also be Jin, because I believe both of them actually use ore as their pronoun, which is not the same. That it's still a male pronoun, it's just not boku. But yeah, hold on. Drifting Soul remix. I'm just no brackets. I don't know what they're gonna call this. Drifting Souls is the battle theme. Imagine.
I mean, enough people call the original Drifting Souls on accident anyway, that I fear that would cause plenty of confusion.
Okay. Who do you think can arrange this one, I'd say?
This one feels like Ace.
This
I
still
said
feels like
that
Ace.
Cloudkeep. Yeah, I said that Cloudkeep sounded like someone else. This one is Ace.
Yeah.
On what you said earlier, I'm honestly fine with it because Battle Theme is very different from what we got originally.
Oh yeah,
so,
no,
yeah.
I think it's cool. I've always wanted a battle theme version of Drifting Soul. I've been saying this since Smash. They should have had a remix of Drifting Soul in like this style.
Yeah.
But it's just so much less special. When I got there and I heard it, I'm like, oh, it's Drifting Soul again. Cool, it sounds really good, but it's Drifting Soul again for the third time in the soundtrack. What could have they used to be used a theme other than Drifting Soul? I would have preferred just the regular battle theme, to be honest.
But there is one track that is exclusively associated with Nia, and that is Wanted Nia.
I want to hear a battle version of that.
Also, it's not exclusively used with Nia. It's the most played cutscene track on the entire soundtrack. But anyway,
that's a personal thing. If you're okay with it, doesn't matter. Anyway. Next track is the one you haven't heard, RTG. What do you want to do?
I will listen to it here and now.
Alright, do you want me to be quiet then?
Sure, how long is it?
Well, okay.
How long is a loop?
So this is a weird one where there's like, before the chorus, there's like a little like upbeat in the guitar line. That's not in the game rip because of how the transitions work.
Yeah.
So you aren't going to hear the actual track, but I can send you an edited together one after this.
Okay, well, I mean, actually, how about this? I'll listen to the weird, not real
Actually,
one
you know
now,
what I
and
can
then...
probably do? Because if I'm not going to talk over it, I don't have to worry about volume. It's going to be very loud, but I can play the edited together version. I can just change what I'm streaming to you.
How about this? You play the weird, incomplete, not perfect version now, and then I'll hear how it's meant to be in game when I get to in game.
All right. So this is very deep post game. This is very deep post game. So I don't know how many of you in chat have done this, but this plays. This isn't a spoiler for any of you. This plays during the strongest super boss fight in the game. If you haven't done the super boss fight, you probably haven't heard this track. If you want to hear it or don't want to hear it, it's up to you. but this is your warning in case you don't want to hear it until you hear it in context of the game. They've really make you work for this track. So yes, that is your warning. I'm gonna give it a few more seconds. But I hope by this point, if you're unsure, feel free to leave. I haven't heard it in game, but already spoiled myself. Cool. RTG, hope you enjoy this.
Let's do it. Alright, I think that's a loop, right?
No, it's a little bit longer, but yeah, it's basically a loop. Oh wait, I'm muted on Discord. Yeah, it's basically a loop, but it's a little bit longer.
Ah.
There's a loop.
Okay, cool.
What do you think?
Alright. Well, that is different. I was air guitaring through the entirety of that.
Yeah, I know, right? You already know my
okay.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made the bold claim that this was the one Kunigo track.
Mhm. It does have a climax too, by the way.
Yeah. Hi, Kark. It is different enough from the others that I could see it being a different composer.
It sounds very Ace as well.
Yeah, that's what the other thing I was thinking. If I didn't know about Kunigo, which I didn't before watching the credits of the game, I would think this would be Ace, and I still don't know anything about Kunigo's music, so like saying him would be a completely blind guess.
I think I would
go with
This
Ace.
is only game work, at least.
Okay. I would go with Ace, in absence of any other information, and so that is what I will go with now.
So this is my guess, and the reason I say Yutaka Kunigo. So, for those who aren't aware, there is 7 composers, counting Ace's 2, for this game. Yutaka Kunigo isn't credited with the other 6, 7, well 6 for the most part. But he does appear in the credits of the game. But like he's like separate to everyone else. And this is the instrumentation that he's credited for, if I scroll down. Guitar, bass, drum, all matches up, and then some orchestra arrangement by Ryo Fuji. So I think that matches this this track very well in terms of the instrumentation. It's also quite distinctive in style to me. I think it sounds quite different, generally speaking, to something like Ace. I feel like it's more metal, for lack of a better word, right? Anyway, here's the climax. I'm sorry I'm talking about this, but...
oh, no worries. Keep talking.
The fact that Kunigo isn't credited with all the other composers, to me signifies that what he did was very minor in comparison, but he's still credited for... So initially I thought, oh, did he do the jingles or something like that? No, because he's credited for guitar, bass, and drums, and you got a drum mix and all that. It's like, no, it sounds like he actually did a track. This track is so out of the way. You have to work for this final battle with this super boss. You have to kill all the other super bosses first, to get there. And the fact that it's so inconsequential to the main story would make sense why he's not credited for like with the other 5 most of the time, other 6 most of the time. So that's what leads me to believe this is Kunigo's track. No, it sounds different. He's credited separately, and I also feel the guitar tone is distinctive from something I'd hear from Hiramatsu or Ace. I don't know if that's just me. And same with the bass. Like, these instrumentalists are quite separate to everyone else here. I also know Ojima as the drum mixer from someone else, but from another artist.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks quite separate. And what's worth mentioning, actually, since we're on the topic of Kunigo, he is, if I go to his page, if I can find it, come on, where is it? Oh my god. Here it is. Kunigo's page. He is a sound planner at Monolith. So he is an internal employee. He was the sound planner for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. They might have hired him recently. He probably got permission to write a single track for the game.
Huh.
That's what I imagine is the reason for this track's existence.
All right. It's sound reasoning. I don't disagree with any of it.
So that's my reasoning for putting Kunigo down for this track, and I think this is the only track he composed for this game.
Yeah. All right. I will still keep Ace, because without anything that you said, I would have put Ace without much more thought. But yeah. Okay, fair enough.
And that's all battle themes.
Yeah.
Let me send you the track to one moment. I'm just gonna send it to you on Discord real quick.
Okay, cheers.
Where is it? There it is.
Is this the climax theme, by the way?
This is the climax thing, yeah.
Okay.
And you'll hear the end in a moment if I don't skip it. Just sending the track over to you. This is the one with the proper guitar solos all edited together properly. And it's mixed as the climax theme in there as well.
Yeah. I appreciate the fact that the pre-end themes are at least included in the Gamebrip playlist, because who has ever heard the pre-end themes in battle? I mean, they play for the last... I think I've measured it out. They play for the last 5% of HP, but the thing is, it doesn't immediately transition when the monster reaches 5% HP. It only transitions when they reach 5% HP, and also you get to an appropriate part in the climax theme, or technically in the main theme if you haven't gotten to the climax theme by that point. So those two things have to come together, and you have to be like staying in the 5% HP range for quite a while to actually hear them. So yeah.
I'm gonna say I never heard the... I heard a few of the pre-end themes. I did notice it. Because I got to that sliver of HP, noticed it changed, and I just paused the game and was like, oh, this is like a 20-second loop. So I did notice it.
But the pre-end themes are like 5 seconds, aren't they?
Yes. I will say I never heard the ending to the Ionis is Strongest battle theme, because I finished it off with Overkill.
Oh, right, of course.
And then if it did play, it was drowned out by the unique monster kill jingle.
Right, yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, does the one override the other? That sounds like a that sounds like an oversight.
I don't know.
But,
Anyway, that's all of the battle themes, all the in-game themes. I think we've done pretty well
Yeah.
for guesses overall.
Technically, it's not all the battle themes. There is one that's way further down in the playlist for some reason. It's N3 Phase 1, which is basically N3 Phase 2, but with half the loop cut out.
Right. Okay. So, do we want to stop here and save the cutscene tracks for another time?
I would be happy with that. It is currently 1:10 a.m.
It is also 10 a.m. I should probably get some food into my body.
I should get some sleep into my brain. It's been a pleasure. And I would be very happy to finish this at some point in the near future.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you all. Thank all you guys for coming. You've been a great chat.
Yes, thank you very much. I've been excited for this stream because now we have like locked in guesses, and then we can compare when the actual thing comes out. It'll be fun. I'm gonna move these composers back up to the top of the list, I think.
Yeah, good call.
Yes, there you go. I'll put it down here. That's fine. All right.
Awesome.
We will continue this with another stream at some point. And we will announce that at some point. I don't know when that will be, but
All will be announced through the same channels as before.
Yep.
Will this be a VOD, by the way?
This might be a VOD. I was considering just editing it down to highlight it as well.
Okay, well,
So I might
whatever works.
like put the VOD on private and edit it down at some point because we don't need to have everything, right?
Yeah.
But I'll see
I know
how
at
things
least
go.
two people. Yeah. I know at least two people who are here today who weren't here today who were itching to hear my voice for the first time. So
yeah, that's true. I'll leave it up for a bit though. It's not
all
a
right,
huge deal.
cool.
All right.
Thank you all for coming then.
Thank you so much for watching, and I don't know, it's fucking. What do you want to take? What should we end off on?
I've
The
never
next
streamed
cutscene
before.
track. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not great at ending things. Here's the Eclipse Homecoming track.
Oh, that's let's not end it like that. Come on. What a way to end it.
What a way to end it, right? Well, I mean, we are stopping halfway through abruptly,
Oh,
like the
fair
end
enough.
of Chapter 5.
That is quite right.
This is
quite
a 7
true.
minute track. Jesus Christ. All right.
Yeah.
Next
All
time
right.
then. See you later.
Yep. Yeah.